and welcome back to the virtual table. I'm your host, as always, the Grand Author, Grandine, Master of Fate, voice of Old Coward, Rosemary, and every other NPC. With me today, we have Eli as the Goliath Sailor Paladin Gunny Storeskip, Frankenstein as the Satyr Druid Dara Kulain, and Mike as the Dwarven Cleric of the Forge Thorin. Last time, a lot of stuff happened. To sum it up, the ritual to summon the Acherons, these incredibly terrible monsters, the embodiments of various fears and horrid things, went through. The party was unable to stop at first Jensen, the adopted son of Father Paul, whose real name was George, who was evil and planning to unleash the Acherons this entire time. They were unable to stop Jensen, who had been possessed by the glowing dagger he had been wielding, semi possessed, semi guided, into starting the ritual. The ritual was completed despite the best efforts of the party, due in no small part to Many Legs the Spellweaver, the giant spider over there in the corner, who managed to counterspell and charm and command and just chain the whole party down with so many different spells and effects that it just threw out one after the other at insanely high levels. And the party just couldn't really do anything about that. Finally, they did manage to strike down Jensen, who was acting as the heart of the ritual, but unfortunately, the dagger had the ability to possess the players, and Thorin failed his charisma save and finished the ritual for him after taking a couple of arrows from Asteo. And now all of the Acherons are released. Manylegs the Spellweaver, Acheron of Web, Asteo Shattered Sniper, Acheron of Bone, Fasciitis Walking Plague, Acheron of Rot, Coagule Crimson Tide, Acheron of Blood, and finally Lefarzai, Serpent of Sands, Head Acheron, Master of Decay, who is now standing, having been fully unleashed, is standing, hovering, sort of, in the middle of the sandstorm that composes his form over the party. So the way that Lefarzai works is his form, quote unquote, takes up that entire token, the 15-foot by 15-foot square, but that's just the like sandstorm that constantly follows him around. His actual physical body is only medium size, it's in the middle of that. Thorin is still possessed by the dagger. He is conscious now after completing the ritual. He can see, he can speak and all that, but he can't move or control his own body at the moment.
That's not good.
Velociel Velociel just shook Dara out of the hypnotism that Dara had been stuck under for like five
The whole
turns.
time.
Yeah, a long time. Gunny has been sort of ping-ponged back and forth between the main altar and Manylegs by the command spell, which basically forced him to waste all of his turns. What else? Oh, all of the children are unconscious but not dead. And finally, the Acherons, now that the ritual is complete, have sort of stopped paying attention to all of you, other than Lefarzai, who is looking towards Thorin at the moment, having finally emerged, but the rest of the Acherons are all still reverentially just facing Lefarzai and bowing, or, I mean, Fasciitis is sort of like T-posing. Like, have you seen the Praise the Sun's emote in Dark Souls? He's got like his arms up and out, and he's like,
mm, he's
they're all like worshiping Lefarzai basically now that he has reemerged.
great.
Anyone got any questions before we pick time back up and get back into things?
What the fuck?
Real quick, I am going to roll Lefarzai's initiative because I realized I never did that last week. Well, 2 weeks ago. Just make sure he's in the turn order. He rolled bad,
Hmm.
which is, I don't know, for you. That was the end of the dagger's turn. So it is Gunny's turn, technically.
Mm.
Oh, he's all the way over there.
Yeah, you're all the way over there, and the ritual is complete. It's a bit too late to really do much. Oh, by the way, down here, these are a couple of those mining sleds that Father Paul stole, and Jensen stole from the crawling caves, the iron mine. They have been used to like haul. I I believe I mentioned last time, this entire chamber and the tunnel down south that you came in from are covered in like evidence of being excavated out over the course of what probably took many years for just Father Paul on his own to do.
Yeah.
And this entire chamber is currently being held up by Many Legs's webbing that is magically holding the entire chamber sort of together.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, all the children are unconscious, the ritual is complete, so the Acherons are free and there's basically no stopping them. And what are you gonna do?
I mean,
Well,
they're all summoned, right?
Yep, they have all been
yeah.
broken out of their various prisons. The
So
cat's
they have
out of the
no.
box. You can't really put him
Yes.
back in the box.
Yeah. So they have no need for the kids anymore.
Correct.
Hmm.
Operation Save the Children is a go.
Yes, so they
Now,
took
hold
something
on.
the ritual
Hold.
took something out of the kids and used it to open the various
Yeah.
cairns and eventually the temple. And now that the ritual is over, they have lost all interest in all of you and the kids. Lefarzai is still looking towards Thorin, but could be because of the dagger. You're not entirely sure.
They're not interested in us or the kids.
Correct.
Our main goal is to get the kids out. So I don't see why we couldn't just grab the kids and leave without any confrontation.
I would argue that your main goal is to not die, and getting the kids is a very close second.
Well, freedom. So
They,
Freedom!
I'm gonna get to like there. I can't really do much, but I don't know. Do you think he'll be able to hear me?
It is a very big chamber. So far, noise has been echoing pretty far in this chamber. You've been able to hear, I mean, Jensen and Lefarzai whispering from that place on the temple all across the entire chamber. Although there might have been some magic involved, but seems like sound carries.
Okay, then I will shout to Lefarzai.
Oh boy.
no, don't do that.
Oh, mighty Lefarzai, I congratulate you on your freedom from that prison. I too am a man who longs to be free, and I always love it when I see someone break their bonds. But there's one thing that still bugs me, is the children here who are not free. Now I would ask your permission to grab the children and leave you be.
He does not seem to react to your words or anything at all. I will say, Felociel Dara and Thorin can all hear you. He's just ignoring you.
Yeah, I figured. So I guess he's not gonna bother us.
Thorin, you are facing basically death itself and
Hmm.
have no control over your body. So your turn is spent
Yeah.
screaming internally. Dara, it is your turn.
Yeah.
I am going to say Felociel is going to like very quickly whisper when she sees that you're about to move. Hold your turn, I have a plan.
Well, that's not fair. You're the DM.
I know, but like
The DM wants us to live or die. I don't know yet.
the DM is trying to play Felociel as if Felociel's player was still here for the time being, and Felociel's player knows her spell list and would say, hold your turn, I have a spell.
Okay. I mean, I was just gonna go down and get a kid. So I'm
I have a
not gonna.
spell. I have a spell that can help you.
If I just go to like here and not do anything when I get there, would she still
I
be
got a
able to
feeling it's
reach
a
me?
touch spell.
Oh
I'm
yeah, that would
guessing.
work.
Oh,
Oh, it would work still.
Okay. I'm just gonna go over here by this unconscious child and wait, I guess.
Alright, yeah, so you're gonna like hold your action until Felociel does whatever she's planning.
Yeah.
Okay. Manylegs passes his turn. Lefarzai. Oh boy. Lefarzai rears back in this sandstorm and extends a hand towards you, Thorin, and says, ah, I'll have my dagger back now, thank you. And you walk forward into the sandstorm and extend your arm out and hand the dagger back.
Mm.
At which point you gain control of your body again. So you have entered the sandstorm.
How much damage do I take?
Well, make me a Constitution saving throw. You are blinded.
Oh, I'm just blinded. Okay.
I
Yeah,
was
you don't take
blinded
any
by the
damage.
sand.
You are blinded by a storm of sand in your eyes.
Like the song.
Coagule passes turn. Osteo passes turn. Felociel is going to walk over to you, Dara, and she is going to cast Enlarge Reduce and increase you to a large size creature.
Oh my god.
There you go.
Oh shit.
You are now large. You will no longer incur a movement penalty for picking up the children because they are small, and your carrying capacity is doubled to 420 pounds.
How long does this spell last?
I'll just post it in the.
Minute.
So you have 10 rounds.
You can pick up 2 children and sprint to the exit.
And then I could come back and pick up more children.
The cart,
That
cart,
being
the
done.
cart, cart,
The
cart.
sled.
Cart, yeah.
Sled.
I could grab the sled. You're right.
So that took 15 feet of Felociel's movement and her action, so she's gonna go there, and then that'll be the end of her turn. Boschitis passes turn. Gunny, it's your turn again.
Yay, movement. Where are the carts again?
The sleds
Down
are
at the
those little
entrance.
boxes.
Oh, over there. Okay.
Yeah.
And how many kids are at the shackles?
Each pair of shackles token is one child that is
Okay.
lying unconscious that you can pick up as a special grapple action for either an action or a bonus action.
Gotta
I
say,
will
I
let you
probably
use either. And because you also count as a large creature thanks to your Goliath blood, you can pick them up and just keep running with no movement penalty.
would I be able to dash with them as well?
Yes.
If you have your action available, yes.
Yes. And you said I could use my bonus action to pick up the kids?
Yep. So you can, in one turn, pick up that first kid and then get to the second kid with a dash, I believe.
Well, I was thinking of dash into the
Or
kid, pick
reverse.
up, wait till
Oh
my
yeah,
next
you can also
turn,
do
and
that.
then get on my way down, and then put another, 2 feet to it. So I will dash to this kid, pick him up.
All right. I'm just going to delete the token and mark it.
I just want to check on the kid, and that's probably going to be an action though.
Yeah, it's kind of tense at the moment because
Yeah.
you're not really
Alright.
sure what's going on. I don't think you have time right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm picking up kid, and then I'll wait for my next turn. For my
All
next
right.
action.
Thorin, you are blinded. Roll me a d4 as you stumble in a random direction for a second. Actually,
I
roll
do
me a
have.
d8. It would be
I do have.
out of the.
Could it be a like D6 or D4 just because I know I walked towards
No, a
him and he's in
D4 is
front of
just
me?
the D4 is just for north, south, east, and west.
Yeah, d8 would be for the 8 tiles surrounding your token at the moment.
That like I'm talking in this circumstance, I'd be going between. I forget how you do the multiple squares thing, but like I'd probably be going. Probably be D6. Like I wouldn't go forward considering I know
I mean, you wouldn't
it's
be
there,
trying to, but you're blind and stumbling.
but I still know which direction is forward
You kind of
from me.
don't. You're blind.
You kind of just let go of a dagger and
So
became
you
blind.
so you close your eyes and you lose where what forward was.
I mean, you didn't just close your eyes. You also are engulfed in a disorienting sandstorm, like as
Yeah.
thick as a blizzard, and you just regained control of your body after being under the possession of a dagger. Like, it's a whole thing. Um,
Whatever.
on a 3, you walk out of the sandstorm anyway. So you now have the rest of your turn.
Did that
You
cost any
are still.
movement, like extra movement? I mean, from the sandstorm, or just
No, it's not difficult
okay?
terrain, it just blinds you. You're still blind until the end of this turn, but I will say you no longer feel the sand on you. You know that you got out of the sandstorm. So I will
Would
let
I
you.
still stumble in the same
Uh,
direction? I'd probably keep
yes.
going.
So
I'd keep
here's
going in the same direction, but I'd run into the pillar.
here is how I will let you decide the rest of this turn. You can either keep rolling d4s to stumble in vaguely the same direction, but meandering a little, or you can get down on your hands and knees and feel your way out, but you would be moving at half speed. You still have your action. You can still dash too.
And I'll just wait.
Just end your turn.
Yeah.
Okay. Dada, you're big now.
Real big.
Damn, boy. He thick.
Yeah.
Damn, boy, that's a thick ass boy.
Did Dara already pick up the kid on their last turn?
And they did not.
Yeah, can I do 2?
You can carry two,
Yeah, now that you are a large creature, you can carry two
but you can
without.
only pick up one
Okay.
this turn. Now, I believe. I could be wrong.
What's my movement at? They're
I
both
don't
45 feet
think
away.
it changes.
I got 35. I mean, I can either
Yeah, no,
pick up
your movement
one
speed stays the same.
and if I dash to get to all the way, it's gonna end my turn anyway. So I'll just pick up this guy and then go 35 over here.
I will say, Gunny is planning to pick that one up on his way back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I'll go 35 over the other way.
You should probably just go for one of the sleds.
Yeah, because then it'd have to be going around the base of this.
Hmm.
All right, I
If anything, Thorin or Felosio can try and grab one of them, because I don't know Felosio's spell list, but floating disc would be very helpful right about now.
It would. It is not on
Concentration, I'm
there.
assuming, too, though.
Rip.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It is concentration, and so is enlarge reduce.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
floating
I
disc would have been way
will.
better, because like a kid weighs what, 50 pounds? Because I assume they're little, and then you could
I
fit
can make
like
it.
I mean,
I can make
they're
it to a sled.
teenagers.
I said roughly like 70, 80 at least.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can make
Still,
it
you,
to the sled, but then I can't do anything else. Can I
Yeah.
still dash? Because I don't. It doesn't count for my.
yeah, you can
Yeah,
dash.
yeah, you can dash because it was a bonus
Okay.
action to pick it up, to pick up the child. All right, so I'm assuming you put down the first child you picked up in this
Yeah.
there are like wooden and iron reinforcements on the stonework here. Like this part of the area is theoretically safe. So
Okay.
let's put one unconscious child there, and then you can grab the rope for one of the sleds, and then on your next turn you can start moving it around.
All right. Sounds good. I have
Many
it written
legs.
down that I've spent a turn.
Many legs passes a turn because no reason to care about any of this yet. Lefarzai's turn, who is going to rise up on his sandstorm tail and bellow out to his followers. Finally, we are freed from our prison. It is time. It has been many decades. We must reconvene with the city. We must return. And he is going to lift up his long golden staff, which has that curved infinity symbol at the end. And he is going to begin to chant in an ancient language as the sand throughout the room begins to gather and drip into the air as if it was falling in reverse. Coagule
Oh.
passes turn. Osteo passes turn. Velocial
I
I
mean,
guess, would go for
nothing that would have. They wouldn't
one.
do anything that would make them have to take a concentration check.
Velocial is going to start dragging this child.
Would Felios? I'm just asking if Felosiel would think to go to start to get the further child and bring it closer to the other one, so it's easier for the big carriers to
Oh,
Or
that
grab.
is also a good idea.
or a cart.
Okay, Felosiel going for a cart. What sled?
That
How
would.
many?
There's only the two
There's
sleds.
only the two.
It would take
How
a
many kids
while.
can they fit?
Uh, Probably two comfortably and four like
Piled on
carefully.
top of each other?
Yeah, but if you
Yeah,
put
fair.
four on there, you're gonna have to move slower just to make sure they don't, fall off.
8 children.
Yeah, okay, Felocial is gonna dash towards the one by fasciitis. Actually, would she? Did I ever roll Felocial's wisdom save last time?
I believe so. I could be
Mm,
wrong though.
Oh, I did. Okay. So, yeah, she's immune to her fear of rot for another 24 hours. So, yeah, she'll dash and
lucky.
she can get there. Fasciitis doesn't seem to notice or care. Gunny.
That'd be 45. Then I got another 15. Yeah.
All right, Gunny's got two children on him. Thorin, you are able to see. I mean, you can see your daughter.
I would like to shout out to Thorin, grab the kids and leave. Don't mess with the deities.
I
I don't know
I
what you
I
want to call
I
them.
kind of get that part. Yes. And that's all I can do.
All right. Dara, it is your
It's
turn.
me again.
You've got a sled.
I have a sled. Oh man, this room is so gigantic. Okay.
Take
Yep.
sled closer. Grab more kid.
Yeah. I got it. Does Gunny have a kid?
Gunny
I have
currently
two.
has two children slung over his shoulders with his arms up.
Alright. I can, in fact, make it to you if I dash again.
If anything, just bring it like a little bit closer to where I won't have to use a full dash to get there. Like bring it like
Can Durab
about
bring both empty ones with them? And
Yeah.
then
Could
leave one,
I?
and then leave one for Gunny.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just
Oh
can't pull both of
shit.
them, I'm guessing, once they're loaded. At least
Correct.
carefully.
Correct.
Well,
Oh, I mean, hell, Flocio can, grab that one kid from afar. Thorin can grab their kid.
That's
And that's about it.
that's it with my carrying capacity right
But
now.
yeah.
still, you don't have to run as far. And then
I
on my
have the
next bout,
dragging capacity to drag 2 of them, but that's very
yeah,
Okay.
unsafe. There could be some head bonking.
yeah, and then on my next bout, I can get that top right corner and just grab both kids and come back. As long as you guys clean up the rest, I can. After I dropped off these 2 kids, I can get the far top ones.
Okay.
Which
I can bring you a sled to
drop off,
here
so I don't
because
have to run as far. Yeah,
yeah, that's my movement speed, and that should that's like 25 feet away from you. Yeah,
yeah,
25,
about.
30.
And
So
then
I'll
I
drop
can
one off there.
dash back and start going to that top right corner.
Yeah,
I
and then I
I'd probably
guess
still leave the, just because it's gonna slow you down. I'd leave the children on the sled there as
Yeah,
you go to get the other ones.
yeah. I'm not gonna carry the sled.
okay, I'll leave one here, and then can I still use a dash if I do that? Because
Yeah,
I'm just
that's
like dropping it.
yep, that's not an action. That's an object interaction.
Okay, so I'll leave one right there somewhere, and then I'll go another 35, kind of just like here.
Right? Many legs again passes turn. Although you do hear him like chittering and plucking at those strings again. But
Assuming it's
nothing
an assistance to.
nothing magical happens, just makes a little bit of noise. And Lefarzai finishes that muttering and chanting, and with the glowing, with his staff glowing gold with these ancient runes lit along it, guides it around the room, and these pillars of sand begin to rise out of the rubble from the various altars. And rise into the air with the sand that was already up there from when he first emerged, and it coalesces together and spirals and pulls around into this huge pillar, or well, not pillar, this huge pulsing like orb of sand that begins to lead and snake around the room, and it actually splits open and parts of it cave in until it looks like this giant snake made out of sand that is spiraling around the room and then crashes into the ceiling, and begins to burrow into the ceiling, ripping it open.
Good God, all right.
And as Lefarzai sort of is holding this spell that is beginning to drill his way out of here, he turns towards Manylegs for a moment and says, "Ah, yes, you are right. There is some of my magic still in this room. Who is holding on to one of my gifts?" And he begins to like look around, but that is the end of his turn. Coagule.
Oh no.
Oh.
Coagule begins to like
Man, I wonder who
bubble,
they're talking about.
Hmm.
and jiggle, but doesn't seem to do anything on his turn. Osteo raises an arm and begins like cracking and splitting in like movement, still bowed over. Uh, Basically, they're speaking, but not in a way that any of you could ever hope to understand. It is not a language, it is not like a code. They are just speaking in a way that only Lefarzai can possibly understand.
Right.
Felocial's turn. Finally gets to that kid, grabs it, and now has half to movement. So that was 5 feet. 30 dash down, so another 10, 15, 20, 25. And that is as far as she can get. Fasciitis similarly is like spouting puffs of spores and writhing in boneless uh, spasms. It's very upsetting. And again, you can't understand any of what is being said. Gunny.
It's 20. Do. Drop off kid. Kids, plural. Right in that square. Okay.
Perfect.
Bah.
All right. Thorin.
Just keep running. Just keep running. Just keep running, running. You got to be kidding me. Actually,
Yeah,
wait,
you're
no. Oh, wait. I'm right there, actually. Okay. I'm just diagonal, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, you can
bonus
you
action.
can use your bonus action and pick her up. I'm just gonna copy her token real quick and put that over there so I can grab it later. Yep, you have your daughter's unconscious body in your arms. You do have to like hold her arms in yours and sort of walk backwards, dragging her legs along, which at least isn't injuring her, but it is going to be slow and arduous to get her back towards the safe area. Dara, your turn.
Well,
You're a big boy with a sled.
I am.
I think you have enough movement to get to the unconscious kid and then start walking towards Felociel and make it about halfway.
Is your movement speed 30 or what's yours again?
It's 35. We've got 5
So,
extra.
So you
so
could
with a
drop
dash,
this. You could go
with a
here, drop the sled for Felociel to drop the kid off, and go grab a
Oh,
kid
yeah.
yourself.
True.
Yeah, that would
I
also
could do
work.
that. I'm debating because I could probably reach you in
So,
But why
my
would you?
speed. Because it's gonna be difficult because he's dragging her.
I want to say he's stronger than Felociel, though.
Yeah.
he's also
Alright.
very close to his carrying capacity.
Oh, I can make it right there and still in 30 feet. Hold on. Wait, let me test something.
So I'd just like to say, because he just forgot to drop some stuff off when we were at the inn still, from when we went shopping.
Oh.
He's and then because forgot about the tent to the inventory. He is currently
Wait, you have the tent?
0.8. We
Uh,
2 tents. Two people
Felociel,
tents is
yeah.
Okay.
So Thorin
'Cause
has a tent and Gunny has a tent. Yes, that
I
is
was gonna say,
correct.
I'm like,
Do not remove it from your inventory.
yeah, no. It's two. It's
no,
a 2-person tent, so two people
gotcha.
tents. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna drop the sled, and then I'm gonna go there.
But yeah, for my carrying capacity with just my shit
Oh,
on me,
shit.
I have 0.88
Well.
available before I'm over encumbered for carrying.
Oh, jeez. Okay, I didn't do exactly right because I'm still kind of far away. But, oh well.
All right, you bonus
Am I?
action.
I guess.
I'm gonna give it to you. You bonus action pick up the
Okay.
child.
Hell yeah.
Many Legs is going to make a Arcana check.
Shit. Actually, I want to see. I want to see something.
I don't think you have anything that would block them from that.
Uh, you know, it's they didn't roll super high, But Gunny, you are furthest away from the rest of the party. It's not that hard to tell it's coming from vaguely your direction. Uh,
Yeah.
Manylegs goes to like start moving off of his web, but Lefazai goes, "No, no, I see what's happening." And it is Lefazai's turn, and
Not good.
he doesn't move from his spot, but he still has that one arm holding up his staff to continue drilling into the ceiling. And with his other arm, he reaches towards you, Gunny, and says, "I shall take back what I gave to that follower you killed." And Gunny, you feel as your pocket opens and a like little swirling gout of sand explodes out of your pocket, and it takes you a second to realize that the little like urn you had been carrying around has been pulled out of your inventory and appears in Lefarzai's hand.
Oh,
Ah, this is what I was sensing. I see. I wondered what my follower needed this ability for. And then he turns and
Mm.
looks towards you, Thorin, and grins with his wide, fang-filled mouth. That is going to be the end of his turn, though.
And I
Uh,
don't see that because I'm dragging backwards too.
correct. Uh,
would
that
he be
is
able
the
to
end of his turn.
sense?
At the end of Lefarzai's turn, now that he is holding this ritual, the entire chamber begins to shake. With a thunderous crack, this sand drill he has constructed in the form of a snake rips open part of the ceiling, and from it, tearing out of the cobweb that had been holding this chamber together, fall several large rocks that crash to the floor in a hailstorm of gravel and sand, and the places that they fell, no one is standing near any of them, so
Well, there's the big one over there.
yeah, but no one is within 5 feet of it, so it's fine. Thorin got lucky.
Okay.
Um,
Man,
but yes, so they crash out of the ceiling. The tiles that they are on are now impassable.
it's not that bad.
If you had been standing under them, you would have taken damage.
I could not
I got a
take
feeling
I
damage.
this is
do
gonna be.
imagine.
I got a feeling this is gonna be a common occurrence. So
Then next in the order is Coagule. Nah, okay, he'll do something. Seeing you coming, Gunny, he does not move from his spot, but he begins to like churn and roil, and these little like bleeding spouts of blood start to peel off of him, and he splits. And these
Mm.
two smaller bits of him begin to crawl away.
Oh, they're
Uh,
so little. They're so
yeah,
tiny.
he splits two in. He creates two tiny blood spawn that are going to
They're
take their
kind of cute.
turns. They're going to take their turns on his turn. They have very little movement. They just make it over to those squares. But yes, they do seem to be angling to put themselves in between you and the children, Gunny.
What the hell?
Um,
okay.
Nobody else gave a shit.
Osteo at this point is going to sort of rumble and crack and rip off one of his arms and sort of cast it away. And then down at the bottom of the steps of his cairn, that arm begins to grow and splinter and shatter until after a short time, a fully grown skeleton is standing down there, and
Oh.
Osteo's arm grows back out of his shoulder, although it does seem to be like smaller, and previously it was covered in those spiky bone spurs, and now it is very smooth. So basically, it doesn't look like he
No.
can do that indefinitely. and Coagule is also smaller now. Like, this is not something they can just do endlessly. They are expending limited uses to do this, basically.
Man, fuck these
Felocial,
guys.
Felocial is going to put a kid on the sled and look over at Yudara and sort of make it over to here and grab the rope for the sled and sort of gesture you over.
Alright.
And that's going to be her turn. And now it is Fasciitus's turn, who is going to ripple and split and pull off these rotting growths that are going to roil and boil and bulge into their own. He's spawning a zombie. He spawns a zombie, which is going to just go on his turn, expend its movement. Gunny, your turn.
Epic.
Holy fuck.
Let's see if this is. Oh, that is an action. Okay, never mind. I'll save that for my next turn then.
Thorin, you're in danger.
I'm in danger. The furthest I can go would be what? So half movement now.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that
You can still dash as an action, so you can move
so
your
I
regular
can move
speed, but yeah.
20. I can move 25 total. Okay.
Yeah. By the way, when you half movement speed, it does round down, so half of your movement speed is actually 10 feet.
Oh.
But anyway, Dara, your turn.
Yeah, it is.
So, Felocial is trying to take charge of this little sled, and then there's also a zombie. The Acherons themselves are not moving from their spots, but they are,
Sending minions.
yeah, basically.
Right.
The minion, the not minions. The people under the main guy are sending minions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I guess what else can I do? I have this kid.
Put your kid on this sled and I can take it towards the entrance. You should go get that kid near Asteo.
Asteo.
Okay. I put the kid on the thing. And then I guess I'll go over here. Alright.
Manylegs looks around and just sort of does this weird thing with its legs that you sort of realize is the spider equivalent of a shrug. Um, men- Manylegs can't actually spawn spiders. He just has control over spiders, so it takes him a
Can't really
long
do
time to
anything.
make minions. Yeah, he ha-
Yeah.
We
he
got
has
rid
to
of the minions already.
exactly. He would have to grow more the old-fashioned way, which not really time to do in the middle of combat. So
I was gonna
yeah,
say I'm not a bard this time.
yeah. So
Yeah.
he's just kind of hanging out. Um,
I mean, he doesn't have any kids to protect or worry about, so it's whatever.
Lefarzai is still turned towards you, Thorin, although you don't know. What you do hear is his whispering as if he was right next to you. You don't feel that sandstorm. He has not actually moved. He just can throw his voice as if with prestidigitation, just at will. That's just a thing he can do. Um,
Hmm.
you killed my follower. Allow me to return you to the death he so generously denied you. And then he squeezes his hand. And here's how this is going to go. You are a lot stronger than you were when you first died. The state you were in back then, you are stronger than you were when the state you were in before killed you. Now it is not so sure a bet. You feel this wave of disorientation and this soul-wrenching feeling of necromantic power washing over you. You feel disconnected from your body. Uh, but make me a charisma saving throw as you fight to sort of push back against it. Okay, well,
None of our throws are doing good so
Mm.
far.
that's interesting. So you failed. Your soul is released from this urn in Lefarzai's hand that it had been trapped in, and you try to head back to your body and resume saving your daughter, but there is something pulling you, something deep and vast in this room. And you realize that it is Lefarzai himself, is this pit in the ethereal plane that draws you in and is this overwhelming sense of vastness and hunger as you are pulled down towards him. I'm gonna just sort of pass the rest of Lefarzai's turn as you fall semi unconscious for the moment.
Great.
At the end of Lefarzai's turn, another d10. That's a 7. Boom! Another round of rocks crash down into this chamber from the ceiling as this giant snake made of sand tunnels away, and it has been 4 turns. Um,
Mm.
Coagule and the Sanguine Spawn. So the Sanguine Spawn don't have much movement. They can really only move 1 or 2 tiles at a time. It's gonna dash. It's gonna head over up to you, Gunny, and then hold its turn. Well, hold its turn. It used its action. It can't do anything else. And the other one is just kind of gonna stand guard next to that child.
Grab it and throw it.
I got a
The
feeling if I try to
skeleton.
grab blood, it's just gonna.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
little globule of blood with bones sticking out of it, and then just a single floating human eyeball in the middle of it staring at you.
The only thing that could
That's
beat that
horrible.
would be snake venom.
Mm. And then there's a skeleton that Dara, you see, just draws its short sword and is like standing next to this child. I will say the skeletons you have seen previously have worn like tatters of armor that are like it's like leather armor, but old and worn. Um,
Mhm.
this this skeleton is wearing like chips of bone and like reinforced bone spurs over itself as armor. Looks a little bit tougher than normal. Not much though.
Great. Great.
Felocial is going
Yippee.
to turn the sled and start making her way downtown. With the sled, she no longer has the movement penalty, so she manages to dash. She gets all the way over there, which is pretty far for a medium
Damn.
creature lugging two small creatures. The zombie kind of, well, I mean, seeing that Felocial's out of range, it's going to start dashing towards you, Dada. So it's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
Awesome.
30, 35, 40. But that is as far as it can get.
You're a
Uh,
druid, right? In this one, I'm mixing
I
things, right?
am.
Okay. Do you have
so,
wild
Gunny,
shape left?
Yep.
I should.
I
Yeah.
yes, but the only shapes Dada can assume at the moment are challenge rating 1/4 or
Challenge
lower.
rating 1/4 or lower. Okay.
Or no, 1/2 or
One
lower.
half.
Doesn't it also have to be something that I've seen before?
Yes.
But you've seen
Yeah.
pretty much every traditional animal, even though you haven't seen them in the campaign. It's like hell. You've seen a.
Hypothetically,
And it has to be a beast, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I think most animals count as beasts. I transformed into like a chipmunk or something. So,
Yeah.
Hmm. Anyway,
Assuming it's
I activate my marine layer.
Okay.
Every creature
Oh,
within 5 feet of me sees me as lightly obscured. Anything above that is heavily.
ooh.
isn't there something for? Is it
It moves
something
with
with
me.
willing too, or is it just plain that in general? I forget.
It's that in general.
Okay.
I'm the only one that can really see through it. All right, unless did I misread that?
Do I have to make any saves or anything, or
No,
It
I just do it.
it's a moving smoke cloud that he can see through,
It's
basically.
as an action, you channel the sea to create a thick cloud of fog that surrounds you for 20 feet in all directions. The fog moves with you, remaining center on you and making this area heavily obscured. You and each creature within 5 feet of you instead treat this as lightly obscured, meaning I see it as lightly obscured, everyone else sees it heavily, except for any other creature within 5 feet of me.
what does that do?
It just makes me very obscured. It
Yeah, but does
makes it
that mean they
harder.
have disadvantage or
It
what?
make Yeah, it's basically makes it harder to hit me because you can't see me as well. It's kind of like
Does it say it gives them disadvantage on attacks, though?
it gives them the moves. So creature finds
What's
it's
freaking? Okay, here's lightly
Just
obscured.
post it. Post it in the.
all right. It makes it harder for them to see me, which should give them, a harder chance to hit me. Because what's the
So
obscured?
lightly obscured examples are dim light, patchy fog, moderate foliage, disadvantage on perception checks that rely on sight.
That's a stealth thing, not a fighting thing.
Heavily obscured areas such as darkness, opaque fog, dense foliage blocks vision entirely. So everyone outside of 5 feet, their vision is completely blocked.
Mm-hmm.
People
Yeah,
within 5 feet
so
see it as lightly obscured. So the one right next to him, it doesn't matter too
I know.
much.
No,
so
it's not.
so the
That's not the
way
The
point.
other ones straight up
so the
can't
way
see him.
yes, so the way obscuring works for that is that ranged attackers on lightly obscured would have disadvantage, and
Mm-hmm.
they would obviously have disadvantage on stealth checks, and then for heavily obscured,
Mm-hmm.
they wouldn't be able to see you. They can see the cloud of fog around you, so they know your general location.
It within
Uh,
20 feet.
yes,
Yep.
yeah. So
Yep.
I'll make a little. They
Damn, that's
know
pretty big.
it is. Yeah,
Any this moves
it's
with me.
not
Oh,
terrible.
nice. It does. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's not terrible. Um,
Anyway,
but that's mostly for stealth stuff. It
no, I
doesn't do a
know,
lot in combat. Okay.
but it's gonna do pretty damn good when I'm running away like a little bitch. So
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, true.
that's kind of why I did it now. So the stuff where I'm not moving as far, kind of a deal, can whatever you get what I mean. I don't have to use an action to dash to get to the kids as much, kind of a deal. So I did it now. So when I'm running away like I'm a little bitch, any ranged attack these things might have, because I have no idea if they have a ranged attack, um, they won't even be able to shoot me as I run like a little bitch. Anyway, uh,
Dirac could become huge.
5, 10, 15. Pick up kid 30.
Right. Are you going to use your action to... No, you can't use your action to disengage because you used it for Marine Layer. So it is
Mm-hmm.
going to make a melee attack against you.
Mm-hmm. No,
I didn't think that was gonna hit.
Dirac could be.
Um,
I had to say I wasn't really worried about them hitting me. It's more the range shit. I don't want to deal with any of that.
fair.
Indeed big.
Thorin, you are no longer in this chamber.
Indeed.
Everyone else sees your body fall slack as your soul leaves this realm for at least a little bit.
Oh yay.
You are suddenly accosted by a person who bumps into you, and you are disoriented and like shuffle on your feet and move your way to the side as you get out of the way of the hustle and bustle of this busy city street with these paved tiles under your feet. To the sides of you are these market stalls made out of this dark red wood with heavy cloaks overhead, shading them from the blistering sun. You feel foliage on your side, and you look over to see vines growing up these buildings and these vast trees overhead. It looks like a lush Amazon style jungle with these big structures looming in the distance, these huge temples. Thousands of people are wandering around the city, bustling about to and fro around you. As you look a little closer, you can see these features like sharp eyes and scaly skin. You can make me a history check to try to identify them. You don't know. They look sort of like humans. Although around them are a couple of drow, some actual, like, normal looking humans. Very occasionally, you see a dwarf, an elf, a dragonborn, a halfling. Roll me a perception check.
Perception. Yeah, I see nothing.
You focus on these glittering jewels they have around their necks and all of these various ornamentations. They have lots of piercings and jewelry, and it's very distracting. Make me another charisma save.
Yay, charisma instead of wisdom. Oh, okay, that one's a good roll though.
Okay. You feel that something here is like not quite right. It's sort of chafing against you. And as you begin to think that, you sort of shake off this first illusory level of whatever place you are in. And as it breaks, you see this whole scene falling apart into something truer, but also worse. All of these figures hustling around are vague. They are outlines, shades. They are indistinct, and you can't very well tell one from the other anymore. What you can see, though, is that they are all wounded or rotting or limping about on broken limbs, leaving trails of blood and dust and spores and rot. As you encounter more of these disturbing shades, you can feel their anguish, their hunger, the suffering of the dying radiating off of them in waves. And you come to understand what this place is. It is indeed a land beyond death, as Father Paul, George, whatever, told you. That does not, however, make it a place filled with life. These souls are bound here, tied to the kingdom itself, trapped in this demi-plane as it slumbers, waiting to be awoken anew to devour the rest of your world. They are neither living nor dead, instead they are in the process of dying, as you yourself are. Their souls are fading out of the prime material and departing the realm of the living. But death cannot reach them here, cannot take them away, cannot ease their pain or carry them on to the next realm, back into the cycle of rebirth or off into any land of the dead that might house them. Instead, they are trapped in that state of dying, kept from ever reaching its end. That does not mean they are frozen in the moment of their demise, however. It's far worse. Dying is a process that advances exponentially, that is alleviated by the release of death. Without that end state, it is a process that continues forever, growing worse and more horrible by the second, for all eternity, for those that cannot let it end. Although that trail of thought diverges into a new path, that of the nature of time here, you realize you've been wandering for hours, days, maybe months now, and yet it also feels as if no time at all has passed. And when that contradiction wells up in you, bringing confusion and discomfort, you feel words and feelings that are not your own worming their way into your very core unbidden. The story, as it enters you, goes thusly. There once was a wise and powerful high priest who led a prosperous and thriving kingdom. In that kingdom he heard of a poor and destitute acolyte born into one of the lowest castes, who, despite his youth and station, was renowned throughout the nation for being the wisest, most intelligent person any had ever encountered. It was said he could answer any question and solve any riddle. The high priest, pompous and arrogant, decided to call the boy before his council and test his wits. Along with the words of the story, you are beholden to flashes of images, faces, and locations that you suddenly feel familiar with even though you've never been to them. You see a boy, pale and thin, wearing only simple cloths across his small body, being taken to the great high temple at the heart of the land of Semayaka. He is brought before a high priest clad in golden jewelry and fine silks, with a coiling skeletal snake tattooed on his shoulder. Both the boy and the high priest are those same sharp people with their flitting tongues and scaly skin, looking mostly human. Flanking the high priest are four figures: a drow man in woven spider silk that covers all but his bright red eyes, a gaunt tiefling with skin the color of wine, a sturdy half-orc with a bow draped across his back covered in necklaces, belts, and bracelets decorated with carved bones, and finally a sickly-looking human dressed in cloths of tan yet splotchy skin. Their visages flicker and overlap with other images in your mind, the faces of those terrible things that emerged from the cairns under Coward's Run, and you realize that these are the Acherons, or rather, these are the people they used to be before they became the monsters they are now. And that's your turn. Dara, your
Yeah.
friend, your friend is unconscious.
Oh boy. I could use my wild shape to turn into a horse, but then I'd have the problem of keeping people on the saddle when they're unconscious.
You don't have a saddle.
Yeah. There's also that. So while it's not a bad idea, it's a little risky, so I'm gonna stay normal, I think. I'm not in combat range of anyone at the moment, so can I try and pick up both of these people at once?
Yeah, absolutely. They're both unconscious. It is a bonus action for one, and then you can use your action to pick up the other. You have moved, I believe, 20 feet.
Yes. Looks like it.
All right, so you have 15 more feet.
I have two hands. However, people can typically hold more than two things.
Things, yes. Entire bodies, I'm
I could
not.
like cradle, I guess, three people at once, I feel like. But if you're not,
I'm not crazy about that.
alright, I will then grab Thorin and his daughter and go 15 feet over here.
Okay, I'll just drag Thorin's token along with you.
Alright.
Uh,
Sorry to the other kid, I'll try and come back for them, I guess, at some point.
many legs
Hopefully.
passes. Many legs passes turn. Lefarzai just sort of, now that that's all dealt with, uh, turns back towards the ceiling and is just
Hubba.
focusing on all of that. Hi, Eli. We can hear you.
Um, I was going to add a smartass comment along the lines of you can definitely throw a dead or unconscious person over your shoulder while holding more in your hands, but your ruling has been met.
End of Lefarzai's turn. I will roll that d10 again. Got a 6 this time. So I have to go grab a bunch more rocks to drop on y'all. I will
Woo!
say the this is random, so I have already like I've already populated
One
this
of us
map
gets
with
hit. One of us gets hit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the way that this works is I have populated the map with rocks that are waiting to fall, and they are tagged with numbers between 1 and 8. When I roll that d10, it determines which tag all the rocks associated with will drop. Speaking of, boom, another crash as a bunch more rocks fall. No one is near
Oh,
any of them again. It is a big chamber, so it is
I,
very
I was gonna say
unlikely.
you
The
said
way you
that
were
disclaimer like we
specifying
were.
that
Yeah.
made us think one of us got hit this time.
No, 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 no. Not this time. Um,
Next time for
but
sure.
I'm just clarifying that this is all entirely random. And again, the tiles that the rocks are on are impassable. So
Okay.
you're gonna have to be it's gonna get harder and harder as they keep falling for you to move around this chamber.
Right.
That that is 5 turns? 5 turns. Coagule and the Sanguine Spawn. This little one knows vaguely where you are, so it's going to move forward and then finally spot you as it gets within melee range. And then it can make its special attack. Make me a dexterity saving throw as
Hmm.
it wells up and bursts out in this flower like blossom of blood and spikes.
Nah.
Eesh. All right. No, you are like protecting the child with like your body, I guess, in this case. Um,
My body is ready.
so you are going to take that.
Ah, I wouldn't use that phrase in this context.
You take 10 piercing damage, and you watch as this little blood bubble wells up a bit and actually goes from the tiny size to the small size as it drinks your blood.
Hmm.
Yippee.
So Osteo continues to ignore
Actually,
you.
hold on. What kind of creature does this count as?
Ooze,
As in,
An
an
ooze.
ooze.
oh, it doesn't count as an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey,
Nope,
fiend, or undead?
nope, it's an ooze.
Darn.
It's
Because I
one
was gonna
thing.
say it has disadvantage,
Nope,
but nope.
it's an ooze.
That's a rip. And
Skeleton
you know what?
just sort of brandishes its bone short sword. Sorry, what was that?
I was gonna say I used my stone endurance to half the damage.
Oh, okay. Then,
5.
all right. Then actually, it stays tiny as you manage to reduce the amount of hit points it can regain from this.
Oh,
Impressive.
oh, okay.
Because the amount of hit points it regains is equal to the half of the damage dealt. So
Oh,
if it deals less damage, it gets less health.
oh, cool.
Um,
I didn't know that till now.
Pelosial is going to drag those kids. All right, she's gonna take them there, and then she's gonna start unloading them off of the cart. That'll take an action and a bonus action, and then that is her turn. Now that she has gotten those two to safety, um, zombie turn. Well, Fasciitis commanding his zombie spawn. It is closing in on you, Dada, but it is still out of range. Gunny, your
Cool.
turn.
Oh, wow, so quick. Okay. Um, man, it's just gonna keep following me, making me take opportunity attacks. Okay. Uh, well, I can go there,
I mean, you have seen
there.
they are slow. You were just
Yeah.
only 5 feet away from it, so
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna go whoop, all the way there to the kid. Uh, roll that opportunity attack.
pseudopudo.
Nah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Um, I grab kid,
All right.
and then I want to say I still have 20 more. So I go here,
The other one makes its
and
attack.
nah.
Nope. All right. Thorin, the story continues.
Mm.
The high priest Lefarzai asked the boy how many drops of water there are in the ocean. The boy replied that if the high priest might dam every river in the world and stop the rains from falling, that he could tell them the answer. The high priest nodded sagely and asked a new question. He demanded to know how many stars there were in the night sky. The boy asked for the drow, Many-Legs, to let him borrow a scarf of tightly woven spider silk. He told the high priest that, though the scarf looked to be solid, it was in fact filled with a great number of tiny holes, the gaps between each individual strand of silken string. He said to the gathered priests that if they counted each hole between each incredibly fine strand, that would be the number of stars in the sky. The priests took back the scarf and, though they stretched it thin, could not see even a single hole in the finely woven scarf with their eyes, and so could not count them. Finally, the high priest asked the boy, "How many seconds in eternity?" The boy, unfazed by the question, replied that there was a snake in the heart of the jungle, and in the stomach of the snake was a bird, and in the bird was an egg, and in the egg was a needle of the finest gold. When the snake was hunted and killed, the bird would spring free and fly away. When the bird too was hunted down, the egg would take 100 years to hatch, and in the needle, the boy said, was eternity. And when every grain of sand of every desert and beach in the world had passed through the needle's eye, a single second of eternity would have passed. And that is your turn. Well, make me another charisma save.
Charisma save. Don't be poo. It's better than the other ones.
Yeah,
Well, one of some of the other ones, not the previous one.
okay, with a 13. I mean, you don't quite break out of it, but I want to give you something for that. I'll say with a 13. Ooh, okay. You can feel the presence of a great many souls alongside you in this not quite place, this pit, this gap in reality. Uh, and you also feel that they are all pressed upon you in this same space. And you come to realize that what you're seeing is, of course, something of an illusion. And in fact, this place where all of these souls are being held is not actually a demiplane, it's more of a dream, an image being presented to all of you. This city isn't actually a real place, it is just an idea in the minds of all of these souls. Where they actually are is still in the prime material plane within Levarzai himself. Dada, your turn.
Incomprehensible descriptions. Okay.
Well,
I am very worried that eventually the boulders are gonna block our exit. So I'm gonna try to make this quick. Can I
How do you do the
squeeze
multiple ruler
under?
thing, by the way? Again, I forget.
I have no idea.
Is it that? No,
What
it's not that. Is it that? No, it's not that. Is it this? No,
the?
not that. Yeah.
Oh, right click. Right click as you're still holding left click.
Yeah.
Ah.
I didn't know you could do it on
No,
also the ruler.
not for me.
Can I squeeze in between there? Or do I have
Yes,
to go around?
you can
Oh,
squeeze, but you
not
will be
hold.
using the squeeze mechanic, which means it will take the last of your
Within 5
movement for the turn.
feet? Why would you have to squeeze? Oh, large
Large
creature.
creature. Large creature
Large
Yeah.
carrying
creature.
large creature carrying two other creatures.
And it's a
Oh, Thorin's medium. Technically, you should be moving at half speed.
oh.
Yeah.
Bah, bah, bah.
What's half of 35?
It's rounded down, so it would be 15. You can dash to get it back to 35, though. But yeah, your movement is capped at 35, and only if you don't use any actions for anything else.
Well, I guess I'm going up and around then.
As you are like heading back towards the center of this chamber again, and you look up at that swirling sandstorm taking the form of this giant serpent eating away at the ceiling. Uh, make me a perception check.
That's great news.
All right, 19. Good. Every pass this giant serpent takes around the top of the ceiling, it is ripping away more of those spider strands that are holding up the ceiling, and that is why more of it is coming crashing down. And it is widening the existing cracks that were created by the small earthquakes from the cairns being destroyed. This chamber will not remain safe for much longer. It has already been about 5 turns. You estimate you have at most 5 more, at least 3 more, but you're not actually sure exactly how much longer this whole chamber is going to remain stable. You are definitely running out of time.
Great. You think you can get here?
I'm working on it. Give me a minute.
There's
Uh,
one kid left at the other cairn too.
I don't know if we'll be able to
I,
get the last kid. I'm being completely
I,
honest there.
as long as I drop off the kids and you guys can get the safety, well, you probably can't hear me. Or will they hear me?
yeah, it's an echoey
Okay.
chamber.
I shout. Don't worry about the last kid. Just get the other ones out. I shall journey on my own to get the last one.
We also have to get
Doesn't
these two actually
I will
out
not
of the main
rest till
thing.
every child in this chamber is free.
Um,
okay.
Manylegs passes his turn. Lefarzai still doesn't care about anything going on right now except for controlling this sandstorm, so passes his turn. Well, uses it to concentrate. Uh, End of his
Oh,
turn.
sorry.
Rolls that d10. 9. None of the rocks fall. You are safe this turn.
Oh, thank
It
God.
has been 6 turns.
Man,
Uh,
trapdoor spiders are crazy.
yeah. Coagule and the Sanguine Spawn. The Sanguine Spawn, as they're tiny, are very, very slow, and they actually stand no chance of catching back up to you, so I'm just gonna skip his turn. Uh, Osteo is also gonna skip his turn. He doesn't care. Felocial is going to run out to that other sled. 5, 10, 15, 20, and start 20, and start pulling it. Grabbing the rope is an object interaction. She can use her action to dash. 45. I lost the sled, but
I
yeah,
like how
she
the
gets.
sled's just slowly drifting off to the side.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, but anyway, she manages to get the kids about there and is going to start using her bonus action to. Actually, at this point, she would probably keep them on the sled. Zombie's turn. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, but it had to dash to get there, so it's just going to 35, 40, be there.
Just gonna
Uh,
stand menacingly.
Well, if you leave its melee range without using the disengage action, it gets an opportunity attack.
Which means you
Nothing.
Yeah.
can't dash, which means it can catch up with you. So you're better off just dashing so it can't catch up with you. Anyway, my turn, and well,
Yeah, remember the
is it better
tiles
going
that the
that?
rocks are impassable.
Yep. Uh, is it better to be closer, further? Actually, can someone put a little marker right there?
I mean, something that I forgot is we can hold our fingers up to the screen.
Oh shit! Yeah, man, I'm stupid. Don't worry about it. Don't
Don't,
even worry about it.
don't worry, it
Okay?
took me a bit too. Like last session, I is big time. I just kept forgetting about it, and then this session, I
Yeah,
was at
right.
first too.
Common. Man,
Right.
they didn't build that into the computer. I don't know how that works.
I think that is your turn, though.
Yes. Actually, hold on.
Unless you have a bonus action.
Yeah, because my marine layer isn't affected by anything else I do unless I wish to, get rid of it.
Correct. I will say, it will occur to you at this point, getting Lefarzai's attention and breaking his concentration would buy you a couple more turns and also might kill you. So, like,
It's that's the thing. I don't
pros,
need a
cons.
couple more turns. I just need to. Oh shit! That's a bonus action. Huh. I did not know that. I thought that was an action. Well, that wouldn't make any sense if it was an action, actually. On each of your turns until. Wait, how does that work? Does that mean I can dash twice?
What are you
Let me look at
talking
your
about?
Um,
Give us the thing you're talking about.
uh, Expendious Retreat.
Expeditious?
Expeditious
Yes.
Retreat. It's a
Is that just
spell.
makes it so I don't have to use an action for my dash? What
Yeah,
does that do?
no. It lets you use the dash action as a bonus action. So yes, you could dash twice. For the record, that would only triple your speed, not quadruple it.
Yes, I am fully aware, but more movement is more movement. So I
Um,
will cast this.
yeah, okay, so you can cast it this turn, and then you would not actually be able
Yes,
to dash again this turn, but you would be able to next turn.
yes, I am fully aware. That is fine.
Okay, you cast Expeditious Retreat.
Yep.
Thorin, you see a quick succession of images of the high priest Lefarzai assembling a hunting party and gathering his forces and venturing deep into the heart of this jungle, finding trails of this massive serpent and hunting it down. And then, in the deepest pits of the blackest jungle, you see them find it. It is massive, its head as wide as a horse, and it is old, with arrows and weapons jutting from between its scales from ages of people trying to tame it or kill it. Finally, you see them succeeding in bringing it down and slicing it open. Springing from its flesh is a phoenix that emerges into the sky and attempts to fly away, but with a single arrow, you see that orcish hunter knock it from its flight. And then you see them sit and wait around a lavishly protected egg on a silken pillow for what you can only imagine is 100 years until finally you see the egg hatch, and next to the chick of the phoenix is a glimmering golden needle, which Lefarzai picks up and buries in his eye. Roll me a charisma saving throw.
Mm. Da, 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 da,
Roll a
da.
charisma saving throw to not laugh.
Okay, fucking finally. You feel yourself wrench out of this state of not quite death, pulled away, not entirely by your own strength, but mostly. And finally, you wake up in Dada's arms being attacked by a zombie. So, how do you feel about
Yeah.
that? But,
And I'm guessing that was at the end of my turn, so can't do anything.
correct.
Oh, good, you're finally awake.
Hey, you're finally awake.
God damn it.
Dada, your turn. We got a Skyrim reference in there somehow.
Oh,
Okay.
I can put more in.
See, I could run.
Just set me on my feet and run. Set me on my feet and run.
Are you sure? I can take
Yes.
your daughter.
Yes, exactly. Set me on my feet. I don't want to be laying down. So don't just plain set me down.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, you can
If
do that as a free action. He's regained consciousness. You can just release your hold on him and set him down.
Okay. I can. If you have the hit points.
I have hopefully the armor class.
Oh
And then the
boy.
hit points after it's my turn again.
Okay, I'll set you down, and I'll take your daughter. I'm doing it.
Which...
Uh,
Oh wait,
that's.
I wouldn't have that. I still should hopefully have the armor class though.
I have 70 with dash.
Correct.
I guess I have the question, would I be able to have the shield right away, or would I have to wait till next turn for the shield, just so I have this
You'd
set
have
up?
it next turn.
Okay.
Okay.
I
I mean,
still
look-
hopefully have the armor class.
Oh God.
Right,
All right, I'll put his daughter down over here, and that's the end of my turn because I have 5 feet
correct.
of movement left.
First, though, you do get an opportunity attack from the zombie.
Yeah,
Nah.
whatever.
Well, it misses terribly, so you're fine.
Its
Many
sword
legs.
bounced off my giant goat hooves.
Many legs suddenly like raises all of his legs and looks extremely affronted and surprised. As all 8 of his glowing eyes level on you, Thorin, as you regain consciousness.
I do have... Yeah, I guess he could see me possibly through that. Yeah,
He doesn't do anything. He's just like real freaked out.
I know.
It's like, whoa.
Does he sense it?
Damn.
Because I don't think he could see me from there.
I mean, don't poke holes in my.
Okay.
Just don't poke holes into the plot.
I
How
let
could
you
you
come back.
do
Flavor
that?
anyway. Don't poke holes in my flavor. If he was making an attack on you, I would like
Yeah.
argue. But he's just reacting. Let me just have the characters react.
The fuck?
Anyway, Lefarzai too,
Curious.
like he's still holding his staff up and concentrating on this spell, but his face like turns from the ceiling towards you and he just gasps affronted and he's like, "You are much more interesting than I thought. Had I the time, I would explore this." But he sort of returns to carving away at the ceiling.
Threatening.
9 again. You're still safe. It has been 7 turns. Coagule and the Sanguine Spawn is kind of pointless. In fact, at this point, they're just gonna make their way back up to him and all sort of congeal back together into one big blob. Asteo. Asteo is just going to look at you, suddenly level his big glowing eye from the crack in his skull on you, Thorin, and just cock his skull slightly to the side. But he doesn't do anything quite yet. Felocial, not seeing any of this, is going to turn to you, Dara, and say, "Are you?" Oh, right, you drop off Thorin's daughter.
Yes.
Are you? Are you going back out there?
I really don't want to leave that other kid behind.
I thought we were letting Thorin or Gunny deal with that, though.
Hold on. Would I be able to hear this conversation?
Roll me a perception check, because they're in the, like,
Okay.
little tunnel.
Shit, where's my character sheet? I guess I got rid of it. I didn't minimize it. Never mind. Sorry. One moment. There it is. And perception check. Where are you? There you are. What was it? A 9. Meh.
No, not really.
Rip.
So
I
Dara and
mean, I don't want
Felocial are having this conversation quietly alone. I
to
thought we
just
were
leave
letting
him
them
to.
dealing with it.
I mean, are they gonna shout to me?
I ask because I was going to drop concentration on your enlarge reduce and use it to affect the sled so we could begin pulling more children further down.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Well, can you pull the
Okay.
children through the hole?
Again, you're not part of this conversation.
Sorry.
So Dara shrinks back to medium, and Felocial expends a spell slot to grow the sled. Let me select the fucking sled. There we go. Big sled. That's a little too
Big
big.
sled.
Big sled, two
Big sled.
people now.
I forgot that the passageway is small, but I already said that I was fine with it, so I wasn't gonna go
I
back.
mean, it's large enough that you can
And
get the
she
sled
starts
to the entrance, basically.
loading some more kids on
True.
there. There are currently 5 children on this sled.
Could fit, I want to say 8 uncomfortably.
I was gonna say 6 on that one, and then you can put the other 2 on the other one. You have another
Oh.
sled.
I know. I was no, I'm not gonna metagame more than I already have, so I'm just gonna shut up.
Bashidus and the zombie. Zombie's gonna shamble over to Thorin and just make an attack. Oh, it hits.
Damn it.
7 damage.
Blunk.
Ooh, you're down again?
Yeah, I was at 5 hit points from the last stuff from getting shot like 2 or
Oh,
3
Yeah,
times.
you did get shot by an actual Acheron a couple times. That's gonna
Yeah.
hurt. Gunny.
Oh, finally.
I will say that you and both see Thorin go down.
Oh
shit.
wow.
Just out of
20
your
more.
range.
No, it's 20 more. It's times 3. 30
Oh yeah,
times 3 is
that's right.
90.
You're doing you did expeditious retreat. That's right.
Yeah, and it lasts for 10 minutes.
Expeditious.
So whoop. Drop kids.
Oh my god.
On the sled.
What I was yeah, you just see me fucking bolt over by you. Just
Here you go.
what's the
Whoosh.
Yeah.
I want
I will
Oh.
say it'll take an action or a bonus action to like load the kids on the actual sled, but yeah, you put them down next to it.
Mhm.
yes.
If we
And then
do like if we can't fit all of them on both of these sleds, one
I
of
mean,
us
Gunny
can
can just
carry
carry a
someone.
couple, yeah.
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 Right.
And
It's
then
not
I go right here off to Thorin's aid.
Yeah, so Thorin, make me a death save. That's the best you get.
You have no idea how much of a kick in the balls that was. Because I have the digital dice, and it was almost on the 20. And then it flipped
Oof.
to the 14.
Oof.
Dara, you are, I assume, helping Felocial load up the kids. If you have a spell slot, this would be a great time for a healing word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
I'm
would.
gonna check.
Yeah, is that within range? I think it is.
60 feet.
So yeah, it is.
Yeah, I can do that. I really hope fucking Spider doesn't do counterspell again. If he does, I'm gonna throw a fit.
It does require seeing, to
I
my
mean, they
knowledge,
didn't
so...
Yeah, no,
counter.
it can't do it at this point. You're in the tunnel, it can't see you.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
I was gonna say it didn't even counterspell me when I was standing right in front of it. So
How do I do this again? Do I click the?
Here, I'll just oh, okay. No, you got it.
There.
Alright. Thorin pops back up at 6 hit points.
Woo, one more than I was at before I went down.
Don't get hit again.
Many Legs. No, Many Legs doesn't care. Many Legs isn't doing anything.
honestly, many legs can't see through my fog regardless.
Oh, yeah,
there's
true.
that too. How big is your fog
Hell,
again?
it's 20 feet and it's heavily obscured. You cannot see me in it.
So
You just
not
see
quite
fog.
yeah, not
You,
quite
you just
reaching
see
to cover
fog
me yet.
coming towards you.
If you
The fog is coming.
The fog is coming.
Leparzai.
At bolting speeds, by the way.
whoosh, whoosh.
Yeah. Extremely
The fact
quick
that
fog.
yeah, it stays on you and you're just like whoosh.
All you can hear is heavy, loud thuds. Doosh, 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 doosh.
Lefar's eye barely spares your whole party another glance, and just sort of hisses dismissively, "Heathen children, do what you will. I will consume this world. If you insist on fighting me, then you can be the last left in the ashes and the sand when it is rotting before you." And then he just continues
Ugh.
concentrating on his spell. I'll roll that d10 again. 5. I believe that one has already been called, though, so I don't think. Oh, no. No, it hasn't. Okay.
Fall on the zombie. Fall on the zombie.
Let's
Why? It would
see.
damage you too.
Not as bad as a direct hit though on
True.
the zombie. But yeah, it's hurt me. Yeah. Or next to the zombie, but not me.
Boom! Another scattering of boulders falls. I mean, it's a big fucking chamber, and there's a lot of rocks, but, like, the odds that they would actually land on top of any of you are very small, so.
Till the
Yeah.
whole place collapses.
Correct.
Ugh.
Speaking of, it has been 7 turns. 7
Mm.
turns, everybody.
It's a good thing I can get back in 3 turns.
There is a great rumbling filling this chamber. Coagule.
It's my feet.
Not really doing anything. Osteo.
Stay.
You know, Osteo's gonna be a little bitch, and he's gonna use
Oh.
Man,
one of his.
you want us to not pick up that last kid.
He is just like looking down at you, Thorin, with a little bit of interest, and he's not going to attack you, but he is going to flick his little wrist, and obviously that involves a lot of bone breaking and shattering. Remember, he has no joints. He's all one solid bone and he just shatters every time he moves. So flicking his wrist is a lot of just cracking and splintering, and it's awful.
Oh, here, I can get an audible. Let's see if it'll pick it up, but
A little bit.
Mm.
a little bit, because that was more than just one. Let's see.
Ooh.
Anyway,
It's like that, but times 1,000.
yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
exactly.
and
Yeah,
that like
stop.
pillar of splintering bone that he emerged out of cracks and shatters and begins to extend, and he is going to build a bone wall. These tiles are now impassable. It does not extend far enough to actually like super block your path, but it makes it a little bit more annoying.
I
What
was
the
gonna say,
hell?
if you're gonna make me go all the way around the back, which honestly would be a better move anyway, but
Pelosiel
actually,
is going to load up a 6th kid on this cart and start pulling it away. So they're off to safety now. Zombie. I mean,
Yeah.
Thorin, you are still prone, so.
Yeah. And I
Whoop.
didn't have a chance to grab my. Oh, thank the Lord.
Bitch, thank the dice.
Thank the blessing of the forge, actually. Because that's what saved me from getting hit.
Gunny,
For
your
real?
turn.
la da 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 dum, da 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 da.
270?
Not
Yeah, that'd
quite
be
enough.
about
You have to
there.
go through that skeleton.
Well, and then if I go through the skeleton, because if I
He's
go,
calculating for all 3 turns.
and I can't even bypass the skeleton either. I'd have to kill it, which it would probably take more than a turn, because I can't go that way. There's a fucking boulder. I'd have to kill the skeleton, which would take up my movement instead of my action. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, unless you
Thorin,
have
you've got
some.
tiny. Okay, first of all, remember, Thorin, you have to use half your movement to get up because you're prone. Second of all, you've got tiny little dwarf legs. I don't think you're involved in this anymore. Uh,
oh, speaking of, can I pass through that?
pass through
Probably
what?
not, right? Because that would intersect two occupying spaces, a
Yeah,
diagonal
no.
piece. Yeah, I didn't think
Nope.
so. But I'd get to back like here after my 3 turns, and that's if he the one guy casts his spells ever so perfectly to drop the rest of the boulders, which it's a 1 out of 10 chance. Well, actually, less than that, but
So, what I was trying to plan there before I remembered, yes, I only get the. I have to use half my movement to get up. Is I
anyway,
still have turn undead.
Yeah,
So I was
but
going to try to help out, but
anyway,
yeah.
I
Short
come
little
here,
dwarf legs.
I pump 10 points of lay on hands on Thorin,
Oh God, sorry.
and I pick him up and set him on his feet.
okay, that'll be an action.
Okay, so then I use 25
Ah.
things of movement, so I can go. And I will say to Thorin, go help the others or finish off this beast and help me. I do not care, but I will not leave this place until the children are free. And I run away. As he sees me come through the mist, heal him, pick him up, and run
Yeah.
away.
He just feels a hand on his shoulder.
And I end my turn, because that's all I can really do.
Okay, Thorin,
Thorin, after a
have
giant came
fun.
through the mist, healed you, lift you up, set you on your
Yeah.
feet, and ran away.
I will pull out my shield. Okay, daughter's safe, so I I would focus on trying to help get the last child. How would I do that though?
Kill the beast or run away and risk opportunity attacks.
Uh-huh. Gonna
Because
cast
honestly,
Shield of
mm,
Faith. I think, right? That's a bonus action.
Okay.
Yeah. Shield of Faith bonus action. And hoping for the best with this. I technically could take the disengage, but I need distance right now. So I'd be
I don't know if you
there.
can risk an opportunity attack.
I'm at
Well, you have 16
I'm
hit
at
points.
16 and I now have 21 armor class.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't mean to have advantage on that, but 13.
Nope.
That obviously misses. Ta-da. You think you might be out of the danger range, but you're not actually fully sure.
Yeah, I will pull this sled forward more.
All right, I'm just gonna move your token and the sled for you because it's tricky. That good?
Yes. Can I do anything else after this or no?
I'm gonna say that would be your movement and object interaction if you want to take an action or bonus action. But I don't know what you would really be capable of doing. I guess you could take a pot shot at that zombie with like produce flame or something if you wanted.
Well, because I still have one moonbeam left. And it has a big range, so if I can see the zombie, I can reach it, but I feel like I'm obstructed.
Yeah, you'd
Yes.
probably have
Unless
to
I
leave the
move.
safety of the tunnel in order to do that. So would you be willing to do that?
Do I have. Would
I
I be
will remind
capable
you,
of.
we are past the point that you are completely certain is actually safe.
Yeah.
At this point, tunnel could collapse any round, or the whole chamber could start collapsing any round now. Which probably wouldn't be an immediate rocks fall, everyone dies, but it would get real bad real quick for
It'd be
anyone
a,
still in there.
it'd be a lot more
Right.
rocks falling a lot faster.
Where's like the cutoff from when the tunnel becomes the chamber?
There are some
What?
fairly heavy supports that you are figuring are probably keeping things together around, like, there is where they start.
Do I have any movement left?
Not your regular movement. You could dash.
Mm, okay. Can I maybe take an action to tie the plays together? Is that possible?
I will say you could, but Felocial would not be able to move them any further if you do that because she's not strong enough to do that,
I'm
like,
assuming
flat
already
out.
struggling with the large one.
Yeah, no, it's already taking,
Okay.
like, she's dashing and going half speed.
Yeah, but hypothetically, I could
You
tie
Could
them
could
help,
you
yeah,
could
together,
you
if
could
you tie them
prepare it,
together, you
yeah.
could, yeah.
Prepare it for
and
once
then
we're all
and then
there.
we can all just pull from the big one, and that way, but like we can pull all two of them, because at some point we're all gonna be in the same place, hopefully.
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 Jeez.
Okay, I guess I'll wait, because even if the chamber collapses, this tunnel is fine, probably. Uh, at least
You're not a
for a
cave
minute.
collapsologist.
Now me on the other
Can I do
hand.
like a? Can I do
Actually,
like
would that be
a,
called the seismologist, which studies earthquakes?
This isn't really an
maybe?
earthquake because this isn't natural.
Vibrations of the earth.
Is it?
But potato
I don't
potato.
want to say archaeologist.
No,
I don't think.
archaeologist is dinosaurs and bones.
No,
Geologist is
That's
rock.
archaeology is,
paleontologist.
yeah.
Oh wait,
Archaeology is the
shit.
study of human history.
Wait, then how would that make more sense? Never
Because
mind.
Archaeology is
sometimes
Continue.
people
ruins.
built shit underground.
You built
Ah,
shit underground.
Many
I mean,
can I?
legs.
these are excavated ruins underground, so archaeology would be closer than paleontology at least.
Not geology? Or the rock
Geology would be
structure?
the actual, like, relevant one, yeah.
Yeah, should I do like, I don't know, history? I don't know, to figure out if it's
In all
fine.
fairness, this is magic. So it's a fuck
It's
you.
it's a
They
mix
rolled well.
between magic and natural phenomenon. Magic is accelerating the collapse of the tunnel, of the chamber.
Mm,
Um,
yeah. Well,
I
okay.
think at
I'm
this
just gonna
point
say
it
that I
would be
can't really do
insight,
anything
if any.
else.
I think at this point it would be insight, if anything, to figure out how much longer you got.
See well how well they're doing that spell. If
I'll
anything, Arcana? No, no, that wouldn't be Arcana. Whatever.
I'll do an insight. I might as well. All right.
Uh,
Not bad.
you think it's probably like about to start Breaking Bad this next turn. Like
Ugh.
it's not all gonna collapse at once, but it is gonna start going bad. And as well, this part of the tunnel is safe from the actual, like, collapse. Like, you're not gonna have rocks falling directly on you, but there's gonna be a lot of dust and sand and debris
Science.
in the air that is going to make it hard to breathe, especially for the unconscious children. So it's
Mm,
probably best to get them further away, but you're not, they are probably not in immediate danger, at least. You've gotten them out of the most immediate physical danger. This is a point where they could potentially survive. If you get them further away, they will definitely survive.
all right. I'll keep going then.
Okay.
Oh, I wasn't keeping track of my movement speed.
It's fine. You and Felocial are at this point effectively off the bottom of the map. You have left this combat.
Okay. Good luck,
Um,
guys.
yeah.
Oh, shit.
Many Legs is, basically out of the combat too. Lafrazai continues channeling. And this is when, as I said, shit is gonna start breaking bad.
Science, bitch.
Hey, Gunny, damage or try to make run away and not be able to opportunity attack for when my turn comes around.
Well, in all fairness, you were here solely towards your daughters, so I'd say focus towards that. I have my own reasons, so that's the reasons I'm going to be there for. Try to stay close to your character as possible.
My character,
Um,
well, either way, my character's helping you right now because he knows his daughter's safe.
I mean, technically, what you could do is distract. I wouldn't try to attack, because I feel like attacked would just, follow more confrontation. So if you
hey,
could,
hey guys, heads or tails?
um,
Heads?
Vsauce here. Or shit. No, how is it? Hey, Vsauce.
My
Michael here. Sorry, that's
hey,
all I could think
Michael.
of.
Okay, so heads.
Tails. I've always
We
chose
got
tails.
heads. All right. Heads or tails?
Tails.
Heads or tails?
Tails.
Ah, heads. In the northeast corner, or no, north. Yes, northeast. In the northeast corner, you hear a thundering, crashing wave of rock and stone plummet from the ceiling. And I mean, no one can really see, so you don't know what happens to Coagule, but, squish. That corner of the map is gone.
I mean, a thing made out of
Heads
blood.
or tails?
Tails.
Heads. The southwest, or the southeast corner, similarly, is gone.
Now that spider's gotta be fucked up, but yeah, okay.
Um,
Is that the
It's gonna be
last section of
tails.
heads or tails
I was gonna say it's gonna be
for this turn,
tails.
for
Oh,
this turn?
okay.
Coagule is out of combat. Uh, Asteo is. How do I describe this?
They can't see us coming. They just see fog.
True, but Asteo can see the state of the chamber and is shaking and creaking and cracking in a movement that looks like silent laughter. Felocial is out of here. Fasciitis is waiting for the end. Gunny.
Do, 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 do. Oh, ooh, ooh. Oh, just perfect. Just perfect. I wrap around, grab the kid.
Okay. You have made your decision.
Mm-hmm.
Thorin.
Okay, so I can't see the shit that's going on over there anymore.
I see if I die or not.
Yeah, I know, right?
Actually, um, my character, after I pick this kid up, I swear, hold on. I swear to Nior, I will make sure this child reaches freedom above the earth.
Okay.
Just for flavor.
Yeah.
I'm going to guide the bolts. It did not let me upcast it by clicking that one.
Because I choose whether to upcast it or not.
Ah,
14 does hit. No, wait, hold on.
the
There we
zombie,
go.
to be clear, because I can't see the skeleton.
That is not enough to kill it immediately, but it does take a massive hit of damage.
And then just because I
Uh,
see that it's mainly collapsing in the corners, I am gonna try to get out of a corner. So
I will
5,
say you've noticed that
10, 15,
Fasciitis has stopped puppeting
20,
it, and this zombie has actually just fallen completely still.
25. Oh, it's no longer just it's not reacting to us
Well, you
anymore, really.
notice after like
Or
your
is it
guiding bolt hits it, and it just does not flinch. It just takes it like a chunk of its body, burns away in radiant light, and it just doesn't react. And that's how you notice that it's not
I see.
moving anymore. Ta-da! You are effectively out of this combat. Many Legs is very out of this combat. The sandstorm churns. Gunny. Heads or tails?
Tails. Let's see if I die.
I might be in
You're
there too.
so fucking lucky.
Why
You
do you think
are
I pick
so fucking lucky.
Tails? Why do you think I pick Tails?
All right, we got 3 more this round. Heads or tails?
Tails.
Heads.
Rip.
This one, you two do well. Thorin, you see as the northwest corner of this chamber fully collapses. As the rocks begin to fall from the ceiling, shattering the webbing that was holding them, Fasciitis puffs into a burst of sand that swirls into the air and out through the cracks between the boulders as they fall, and joins in the swirling sandstorm around Lefar's eye. And then, boom. He's gone. Heads or tails?
Tails.
Anyone can call out for these, unless I specifically say a name. It was heads again.
Rip.
Boom.
Oh, it's
Oh.
closing in.
Heads or tails?
Tails.
A microphone's on.
Tails. All right.
Microphone's on. Oh, you heard that?
I cannot believe he is still here, but Asteo is just
Asteo.
still laughing at you. He
shit.
does, since you're there, guide the skeleton over and have it make a swing with its sword.
Okay.
Is it able to do it without a roll? Question mark?
Actually, it's undead, right?
Correct.
Disadvantage.
Oh, also, it can't see you. Never mind. Never mind about all of it. It can't see
Heavily
you.
obscured to
Oh,
come towards
yeah.
me, and I still have protection against good and evil.
Yeah,
Isn't-
so it's just not gonna.
Yeah,
Flow Seal
meaning
is basically out of combat. Fasciitis is extremely out of this combat. Gunny, get the fuck out of there.
essentially yes, which is what I shall do, which is going to be wah, I hit the walk to Poland.
You don't have to run quite. You could run
Oh.
20, not 25, by the way. Just to get a little bit further.
Sorry, what?
Right
I'm
there
trying to
instead.
optimize my
I know.
distance, which I can get to almost Thorin, which is my plan.
Nice.
Wah.
Thorin, fucking run.
Yes! Tiny little legs! Activate!
Yeah, basically I'm gonna come up to Thor and say, I got the kid, go!
Yeah, zombie is effectively unconscious. You don't take opportunity attacks. It's out of here.
This is still the
Yeah.
shortest path avoiding its range anyways, but... Ta-da!
Ta-da, effectively out of here. Gunny, heads or tails?
Tails.
Heads.
Oh no. Oh no, 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 no.
Behind you, you see Asteo burst into a gout of sand that flows past you and joins Lefarzai's form as boom.
Oof.
You very narrowly avoid utter destruction. Heads or tails?
I do a little basically kiss my hand and say thank you, Nor.
It's up
And
on
I
anyone. Heads or tails?
tails.
Tails. Uh, 2 more. Heads or tails?
It's gonna be tails.
Okay. I'm just
From
giving everyone else
Sonic.
an opportunity.
From Sonic.
Pass again. Heads or
Like
tails?
the guy from Sonic.
Tails never
Tails.
fails. Us.
No,
Alright.
it does.
Hopefully.
It
Oh.
has failed quite a bit.
Not us.
Yeah.
It hasn't failed on us yet. It just has failed.
Boom.
It's failed
The
there
entire
too.
eastern side of this chamber is gone.
Epic.
We're fine still though, so
I cannot fucking believe you're getting away with this. Osteo is obviously gone. Felociel's gone.
No,
Gunny.
Tails has always been my lucky side. So anyway, boo-doo-doo. As
Holy
I
shit, you fucking clear it.
yeah, I fucking clear it as I run past Thorin. Fucking douche douche douche
Thorin?
douche douche.
Thorin can make it to here, but there's stuff there. So
No, they're off the edge of the map. I just
I know. I
haven't
mean, just
actually moved
on the
them.
map itself, it just I didn't
Yeah,
want to stack up,
just
but
move yourself
sure.
down there.
My ass just
I'll
douche
just I'll
douche
just
douche
put
douche.
myself here so it's not all stacked too
The
much. But
important
I'm
part
down
is
here.
everyone but Gunny is out of the splash zone. So, heads or tails?
Tails,
Tails.
Hey
Heads or
Dara, do you
tails?
have anything to
tails,
seal behind us at all?
Boom. One last big one. Heads or tails?
tails.
You're so fucking lucky. Oh my god.
That's why I picked tails. It is everyone
Alright.
picks heads, but tails is truly the lucky one, and
You sprint out of this chamber as these magic effects you've been using to increase your speed and the size of the sled and everything all begin to
oh,
fade as it. This is like the 10th
I
or
I
so
will
turn.
cancel my marine fog.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that just so everyone else isn't just completely obscured.
Yeah, you go sprinting out of this chamber, and only seconds after you leave, you feel pebbles and dust swirling past your feet as this whole
I
vast ritual chamber is destroyed in a
Oh my god.
rain of rocks and boulders and sand, and the Acherons are out.
Great. What a fun thing. What fun.
The four of you and a bunch of unconscious bodies are left in the dark,
Um,
slowly huddling and shuffling your way back up this vast, well, this meandering path uphill back towards the temple.
could I
well, somebody has
on
a light spell.
on our way, but could I try seeing if I could get some of the children conscious for when it comes to the point where we have to squeeze out? Because I don't think we can squeeze out along with squeezing with a child through.
Make me
For
a
five of
medicine
the
check.
children, I
Um,
pump one lay on hands into them, including
I
one of them being Thorin's daughter.
I have 2 healing word left.
I mean, we also have. No, that'd just be stabilizing right now till I get my perk
But
or
I
feat.
use the rest of my healing lay on hands. One of them goes into Thorin's daughter, and the rest go into four other children. Pick at
okay,
random. I do not care.
okay, you do that.
Okay.
They
So
come up
No
we
to
had
that.
response.
No response to it. I'm going to try to do the medicine check to see what's going on. Then, if they. Oh no, I.
what?
Oh no, Thorin might have an idea of what's going on.
Their souls have been taken. I mean, I'm not metagaming.
Would Thorin be able to do something like that?
You wouldn't, because you were never conscious when you were unconscious.
But
I
I
will
saw
say,
all that shit while I was unconscious.
you do know about what's going on with all them souls, and I would say you would start to relay some of that to your companions, who would notice, in conjunction with that description, that indeed these children appear to be in a state strikingly similar to your body as it was when the urn was too far away for you to control it. And indeed, the children are unharmed. They are not in any way bleeding or dying, but they are not breathing. They are not living. Their hearts are not beating. They are not dead, but they are suspended by some unnatural means, trapped in a state between living and death, in a fitful, unresponsive sleep.
Oh.
As
Oh.
if they've. It's almost as if, because of that weird stuff's going on, it's almost like there's the. Not the spare the dying. What's the fucking spell?
Uh,
But that.
the gentle repose.
Yeah.
Yes, it's an indefinite gentle repose.
Great.
It was extremely valuable that you saved all their bodies.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But that means we have to kill the people holding their souls, which I
So,
assume is split between all of the deities, or I don't know, what do you want to call them, demigods,
oh,
whatever
it's
they
just
are.
Lefarzai.
Oh,
Mm.
I
Uh,
assumed the rest were brought back with souls as well. Or was it the power of
no. So
Lefarzai?
Thorin, by experiencing what he has incurred something, which we'll get to, but also he has learned about your enemy and about the fact that Lefarzai is the connection between that otherworldly, deathless state and the rest of the Acherons. Not only is he the head Acheron, the other Acherons worship him because he is their connection to this undying city. He is the linchpin of this whole thing. Um,
He is what keeps them coming back as well. I'm assuming. Oh
I will
well.
also say that you saw in your vision, dream, whatever, him plunging that needle of eternity into his eye, and the specific eye that he gouged out with it is the one that did not regenerate, that remains hollow but glowing.
You know what's so funny? When
Fun.
he said something along the lines of someone still has one of my gifts, I assumed he meant the sword I still have.
That's not his.
Oh, really?
Nope.
It's like a really good ability. That's why I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to
No,
throw
it
the
was made by
sword.
his followers.
It is a soul sucking blade, which, oh shit, does that mean the souls that I use to kill with it go to him? Shit, was I not supposed to know that?
So I will say you have survived a dangerous encounter, a fucking deadly encounter. If you had been in one of those spots and called the wrong heads or tails, you would have immediately died. Like no saving throws, no
Oh
nothing.
yeah,
You
I bet
died.
that's why I chose
Um,
tails.
yeah,
That
yeah,
makes.
yeah.
Uh.
Anyway, I cannot fucking believe you got away with that shit. Each of you gets 2,000 experience points for
Oh,
surviving an encounter with the
Oh.
Acherons.
new number
Holy
3546.
moly.
That's y'all's new number. I get a different one.
In
Um,
addition, Dara, you
Yeah.
saved. Well, you saved 4 children. Or no, hold on.
Damn it, for me.
One, two, three, four. No, yeah, you saved 4 children, but you were helped by Philocele. So you only get half
Okay.
of the experience. You get an additional 1,000 experience points.
Okay.
Gunny, you personally,
Shit.
5.
basically on your own,
Mm-hmm.
saved 5 children.
Yep.
So you get an additional 2,500 experience points.
Hi guys!
Shit.
Look what I did! I
Thorin,
survived!
Thorin didn't
Yeah.
save anyone.
Oh shit! Hold on, I gotta do math. I'm too
I
drunk.
couldn't
Sorry.
even save my own.
You
I
kind
Jesus.
of
will also
did.
say, if you had saved your own daughter, you would have gotten double experience for her, but you didn't. So
I couldn't. I went
Well,
down and And then it's just
Yeah,
like,
if you
well, this
had
large
more
person
hit
that can move
points.
fast, this large person that can move faster has him. Go.
Yep.
Um,
Anyway,
Uh,
so
Boy.
yeah, that's a thing.
yay, I'm
You-
level 4.
you don't want to know what experience points I have right now.
What do you have?
6,046.
Oh,
So
You're-
y'all are
Good
only
still
a-
a
God.
little y'all are still a little ways away from level 5, but Gunny, who is leading the pack, is about halfway there.
Mm.
no, just wait. What did you say you had again, Eli?
6,046.
That's more than halfway. I'm pretty sure. That's pretty
Isn't it
darn
1200?
close. For level 5, it's
doesn't
6,500
I
for level 5.
Kiddos?
did I for
Level
Did I forget to
6
level up?
is 14,000.
Okay.
Are we
Oh.
supposed to be
Oh,
level
you're
2?
right.
Are we supposed to be level 3 or 4 right now?
You're
we're
still level 3 at the
becoming level
moment, but you're going
yeah,
to be level 4
going to
after
be
a
level
long
4.
rest. After a long rest.
after the long rest.
Okay.
Man.
God damn, yeah, Gunny is about to be
Gunny's
level 5.
about to be level 5, yeah.
Which
Well, anyway.
honestly is better for the rest of you, because the stronger I
Yeah.
am, the more I can tank. It's
That's true.
kind of I'm more of a support class than I am really a by myself class. So
Yeah, you're all kind of support classes.
We are the
The
support.
party composition right now is
I-
healer tank, healer tank, healer tank.
guys, I got a group name. We're the support group.
triple A, triple A.
You all
We're
do have an insane amount
triple
of
A.
trauma already.
No, that
You have a
triple
lot
A
of
is the
trauma.
it's double A, right? Alcoholics
No.
Anonymous.
No.
Oh,
What
is
are we
it double
talking
A?
about?
AAA is
Triple A
roadside
insurance.
assistance.
Oh. What the hell is blinking?
I-
Oh, it's one of
I
my
think there's
ceiling lights.
I think they offer something for like in addition for like homeowner stuff too now.
Anyway,
You saved the kids' bodies, and they're not gonna like rot or anything, but they're not gonna pop back up either.
On their
So,
own.
At
you
least
make
we
your
can
way.
return them all to their families, be it unconscious.
You make your way uphill towards the Temple of Harmony through the narrow passage. As you go, it takes you a while. Obviously, you sprinted on your way down here as fast as you could as a group, and it still took you nearly an hour. Walking at your like slowest speed so you can drag these sleds and carry these children, it takes you a few hours. And in
Mm.
fact, as you make it close to that narrow passage where you first entered, you immediately
mean to
know
do
something has gone. Whoop. You immediately know that something has gone wrong as the golden rays of dawn's light flit through down towards you.
That's not supposed to happen yet, is it?
Oh, it's about right for the time. Roll me an
wait.
insight check.
Who? All of us?
Anyone.
Uh,
Anyone who wants to.
Insight. Wow.
I don't like that.
Oh,
Take
shit.
mine.
I don't like the dice. I
Yeah.
want my real dice.
So, what's interesting about the fact that there's some rays of light coming in down here is there's supposed to be a temple on the other end of this tunnel.
Like the church,
shouldn't-
yeah.
Yeah, it shouldn't just open up to the sunlight immediately. In fact, you replaced
Well-
the boards as you came in.
Ah, they got to the town. I mean, I don't know what happened.
I mean, yeah, it's been a couple hours. Well, good thing we evacuated. Kind of.
Yeah, I want to say. Oh, except for Old Coward. We told Old Coward to
the
stay.
last thing you told Rosemarie was to get people back to their homes and to get Old Coward out of town.
No,
Why did
I
we say
told
that?
Rosemarie to get everyone out.
I was
And
just editing the video this morning.
no way.
You,
Come on.
I'm
Why did we say that?
1,000,000% certain
Because we thought
you
Old
told her to
Coward was
send them
needed.
back to their homes. You thought that they were after Old Coward, and you thought that she should get him as far from town
Oh,
as
that's
possible
right. That's
because they were
right.
hunting him.
I thought they
But
were
the
already
rest of the
evacuated,
town,
though.
Not all of them. Some of them
the
left.
the majority of the women and children, specifically
Wait,
those
no.
around the age group that had been vanishing,
Hold
are
on.
evacuated.
What do
I
you...
said to hide them. I did
You
not say
said
get
to
them back
hide
to their
Old
home.
Coward specifically.
I
I will send you the recording. You
no,
said
yeah,
to
no, that
send the
sounds
Ah,
rest
more
of the
accurate. That
citizens
sounds more
home.
accurate. Hide Old Coward, yeah, yeah, and
damn, we
Take
fucked
him
up.
outside of town if you have to. Get
rip,
everyone else home.
Well,
rip.
we
Do
doomed
their
the
homes have
village.
cellars?
You don't know. You've not been in any of them.
Yeah, well, I've been at Rosemary's, I suppose.
You've been in Rosemary's Forge. That was not
That
her
you
house.
know of. Hmm. How
really,
do you think
really
she
get
got?
around.
How do you think she managed to shape my armor for me? Hmm.
The
Anyway,
Ford at the forge.
Shut up.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna do my smart remarks.
so
Anyway,
yeah,
The horny paladin.
the temple is gone, blasted apart into splinters and shards of broken glass jutting from piles of sand. The rest of the town did not fare much better, with smoldering fires visible over rooftops covered in splatters of blood and patches of mold. One house nearby is cracked open from the inside from a huge pillar of bone as wide around as an old oak. Another has every square inch coated in thick webbing like a huge cocoon. The Acherons wrought havoc on their way out, but all is still and quiet now, as to the south you see evidence of a massive to the north, you see evidence of a massive rock slide as part of the entire cliff face was carved away, and a path of carnage leads away into the forest to the south.
Mm.
um, did you kill my girlfriend? Swear to God.
Probably, yeah.
I thought she was Old Coward's girlfriend.
And yeah.
Nah, nah. That's my girl. Anyway,
Ew.
Sure.
anyway, I guess
I guess we try
we
to find people.
investigate the town,
Uh,
see
All
if
right.
there's anybody left alive. Which
nothing
Um,
feels good about this.
you investigate the town, what's left of it, and you come across the ruins of the Knight's Rest Inn, which is now in shambles. The entire second floor has collapsed down onto the first. Cellar looks to be fine. It has an outside entrance. You open it up, but there's no one down there. You continue looking around. You go to the Bear's Arms, the forge that you were in earlier. The bulk of the building is fine. It's much sturdier than most of the buildings around it. There is a fair amount of webbing tearing open one of the doors and holding it off of its hinges up above, but there's no one inside, no blood, no sign of a struggle, just some knocked over merchandise. As you continue looking around the biggest buildings and eventually making your way towards various landmarks that you know of, you do finally see movement near the farm that you passed on your way in and cleared the wreckage from, or cleared the corruption from. And standing shaded on in one of his barns is Grimace McDonald, who
yes,
sees you and waves his hand, casts a little light cantrip, and waves you all over.
I guess we go over there.
Alive. Yeah, give me over there.
Mhm.
All right. Uh,
I was gonna say we don't
huddled.
find any bodies either, do we?
Actually, as you are heading towards this barn, you uh, walk over some skeletons and ghouls and zombies, still and dead, with arrows
Mm.
jutting out of them. Old bodies, not citizens. But as you enter this barn, you see that he leads you over to a hatch and, well, a trapdoor thing and says, "Oh, I'm glad that you're back. I don't exactly know what happened under the temple, but, well, shit's kind of gone bad." And he lifts
Mhm.
up that trapdoor, and down there are a couple dozen people squatting in the dark, and he says, "This farm was built upon an old shelter my father created for this town at the behest of one of Old Coward's ancestors. I guided as many citizens as I could down here once we felt the quakes. I don't know where Rosemary or Old Coward are, but I saw them leaving town towards the northeast as I tried to get as many to safety as I could. Is the danger past? I had to break out my longbow and pick off a few other minor creatures of the night as they tried to make their way towards us, but I don't think I have
Mm.
much more in me."
No, you have done plenty, Grimace. You've done more than I could ever ask you to do. Now, do you know if those dastardly creatures were heading towards Rosemary and Old Coward's location?
No, no, I. The sandstorm and the living rot, whatever those mushrooms and spores and things were,
Yeah.
they all headed towards the south, past the
Okay,
graveyard. That was when all of these undead started to come at the town in waves.
I'm just glad that everyone here is safe. We've brought their children that have been taken. I am afraid, though, they are not with us at the
Yeah, I
moment.
have a question. Did you leave them at the temple? Did you
No, we took
find a
them
No,
spot
with.
to
we
put them?
we
We took them with.
Okay, so you're just lugging them on sleds behind you this whole time?
Yeah.
not
Okay.
the whole
Yeah.
not while we were searching each individual
Well, yeah,
building,
like
but
if we
once we
stop at a
left,
house, we would, leave them outside the
yeah,
house, search the house, come
we'd
back
bring them
outside,
out
Okay.
pick them
to
Yeah.
the
up.
farm.
All right. All right.
We'd
Yeah,
bring them
that
out
kind
to
of a
the
deal.
farm,
Yeah.
but we wouldn't bring them everywhere we searched in town.
I would say
Yeah.
then that like some of the citizens start coming out of this little bunker underneath the farm, and they like go to their unconscious children and start like weeping over them, glad to have them back, but also distraught that like what's happening.
Yeah. Okay. So,
I speak loud. I
yeesh.
raise my voice and I say, "Do not fret, dear people. Though your children are back, they are not here in full. Those evil beings have stolen what I can only express as their life force. But don't worry, we were lucky enough to save their bodies. They will not decay. I'm fairly certain of this because my wizard friend, very good at magic stuff and much better at understanding it than I am. But they will stay as they are until we can finally bring back their souls, their life force, whatever it is. But I swear to you, good people, under the name of Nyor, my god, I will bring back your child's essence.
Really?
Yes, for I live for freedom, and what he has done is captured their essence, their souls, whatever you call it, and I hate captivity. As
Uh
I give a evil glare towards where a pile of destruction went off to.
yeah, they are these people are like obviously weeping and distraught and very afraid, and they just sort of continue wordlessly like babbling various like thanks and also like
I
wailing that it's still
will-
not over and all of this.
I will continue after my pause of gazing.
I will say this whole time, now that there's actually like downtime, uh,
Hold
that
on.
Thorin is just cradling Catelyn through all this
I-
too.
I'm not done with my speech.
I know you're not. I'm getting my thing in. You can continue
Okay.
now. That's all I was saying.
Don't yell at me.
Don't yell at me.
Anyway, I continue. But don't ever forget the true captivity of fear. Do not let these tyrants, these evil creatures, bring fear into your hearts. Further, your children would not want to see you this way. Be strong for them, as we will be strong for you, and bring your children fully restored back to you. I swear to this upon my God, Nur. As I strike a hero's pose, as I put my foot up on like a stone or a piece of rubble or something like that.
Yeah.
I hate
Hands
that.
on my hips.
I mean, yeah,
I-
the people are inspired and still, emotionally devastated from all
Never
this
let fear
shit. But
control you. That is the true captivity of the
you're
world.
not gonna,
Okay, okay.
talk
Let
them
them
out of being
grieve. Let them
afraid.
grieve.
I know. Anyway,
They're grieving their, if not dead, then at least lost to them for now children. It is
I
not a
mean,
thing you can
and
just
in all
muscle
fairness, they were
past.
fully lost to them prior.
Yeah, and they were freaking out about it before too, and now
Eh,
their whole
Yeah.
town is also gone.
yeah. Shit
Yeah.
happens.
It's like tears of joy and also
Wow.
grief.
Shit
Wow.
happens.
Yeah.
Just shit happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop crying. It happens.
Me who had
Well,
no family except for ship my entire life.
Yeah. The crew, I
Anyway,
guess.
eh, it's kind of like living with your employees or your fellow employees. It's, you know,
Your coworkers.
yeah, your fellow co-workers. It's just,
I mean, depending on how the ship crew is, sometimes that basically
well,
becomes family too, though.
I mean, it's
If
you want to be realistic.
a
There was the
brotherhood.
owner of the ship, and then there was everyone being paid by them,
Well,
and then
they're called the
especially,
captain.
I
and then
mean,
no, the captain controls is in charge of the ship. They're like a manager,
yeah. I mean,
and
like depending
a son
on
of a
how the
gun.
ship
A son of gun's
is.
even worse because they're owned by the owner of the ship. So
anyway,
I wasn't an
uh,
employee. I was a physical, like, I wouldn't say slave, but slave of the ship. So
Laborer.
yeah.
so anyway, Grim, after seeing you trying to inspire the people and all of this, looks at your group approvingly and says, "You're welcome to rest up here and wait, or if you insist on setting out looking for Old Coward and Rosemary now, I can't, in good conscience, leave the town undefended quite yet, but I can at least make sure the children and citizens are taken care of here while you search."
No, I need you to gain your strength back, and so do we. Plus, I believe in Old Coward and Rosemary. They're no simple foe. They would be able to last just fine until we can see them in the morning.
I think it is the morning, but
Wait, is it?
Yeah,
yes, it is
Yeah,
dawn.
the sunlight.
Oh, I thought that was like dawn. Oh,
I mean, that mean it's the morning
no, I mean
basically. So
You
yeah.
thought it
wait,
was dusk?
dusk. Other D
Yeah, no,
word.
it is dawn. Though it
Shit,
is the
we were
dawn of
fighting for.
a new day, it is definitely only partway through the long night of this endeavor. Grim is a poetic little shit. Yeah, you take a long rest.
Yeah,
I will say a few, like 5 or 6 hours into your long rest, Grim does call you over and point out that coming down from the hill is Old Coward slumping against Rosemarie, who is kitted out entirely in this like heavy studded leather armor with a huge like warhammer. Like Thorin, you have a warhammer. She has like a great warhammer, like a massive one, almost as big as her own body, that she's like lugging about, using as a walking cane, kind of. And she is guiding him back down towards the town. And when she sees you all huddled in the barn, she brings him over.
Oh, good.
Glad to see you're okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
you do.
glad you stayed safe as well. Sadly, the townspeople didn't fare as well, but I don't believe we lost anybody.
Yeah, had to crack a few skulls out there, but eh, I can handle myself.
I knew you could. That's why I believed in you to take care of old Coward for me.
Yeah, speaking of though, in fact, Coward is like coughing into his arm now, and he says, I'm afraid my strength has not returned to me. I don't know how long I will be stuck like this.
Don't worry, in the morning I can heal you.
I will remind you, you have tried to use lay on hands to end this effect before, and it did not work. This is not a disease. This
Yeah,
is
it's a curse, but hope
yeah.
Oh,
maybe
curse.
In the
we can
Well,
get.
morning,
I
maybe I
mean,
can.
Eventually, someone might be able to get the whatever dispel curse.
You keep saying in the morning. Once everyone's rested
Once
up, you
rested.
mean? Yeah. So like
yes. Yeah,
by the
once we've
afternoon.
rested.
Anyway, um, this is the point where Felociel's gonna poke into the conversation and say, "I I will remind you, I might know of a wizard quite adept in breaking curses and dealing with dark
Oh, that's
magic.
right.
Back in the town of Cloudbreak, he is the High Wizard of the town at the moment, or, well, it's an unofficial title, but still, he is the most powerful wizard on the continent at the moment. The Great Wizard Crumbleshore. He is high in a tower over Cloudbreak, overseeing the construction of a pylon to withhold or no, withstand against the tides of chaos magic coming from the sea that threaten to ravage the continent of Lachelle. He might be able to help us with Old Coward, or, well, help you with Old Coward. And she sort of straightens up her luggage and looks over the 3/5 of you, counting Rosemary and Old Coward, and says, I have seen things that I cannot explain, and that I do not know of, and I do not often admit that, but whatever those things, these Acherons, are, I have no memory of them, and I have not read of them in any of my studies thus far, but I might know where I could learn of them. I am going to endeavor to find a very old library from a sect of my monastery out in the east. They might have records of this kingdom of Samayaka. If I can learn of them and bring that knowledge back to you, we might be able to. Well, knowledge is power. With knowledge, we would have a better shot of restoring the children and making this fight count. I will
Well
set out
put.
after this rest on my own.
Well,
For it's
all right.
dangerous on your own. I will not stop you. But I
Hope you
want you to
find what you're
know
looking for.
you must be safe.
The Lost Monastery is a holy site for my people. It would be against our tenets to lead you to it, unfortunately.
I
As well,
understand.
I believe that dealing with Old Coward's condition would be very pressing. You should probably deal with that sooner rather than later. So, as much as I am remiss to admit it, splitting up is probably the best plan at the moment. I will try to find you in Cloudbreak if I can after I have found what I am looking for.
I wish you a safe journey, my friend.
And yep, that is how I am writing Felocial out of the campaign for now. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm
But
sorry,
yeah,
but
you are.
I updated my character already.
Yeah. You are down one party member, but you have gained knowledge, experience.
Lots of
Um,
experience.
The
Down a party
shit
member
ton of
up a
experience.
level.
Everyone bumps up to level 4. I do.
Oh.
Thorin, as you are reflecting on your experiences and sort of processing everything that happened while you were unconscious and in that state of absorbing the memories and feelings of all of those souls trapped within Lefarzai, you feel waves of discomfort and, well, you process your trauma and sort of come to terms with it. But as you do, I would like you to roll a d20 for me.
Oh boy. I should not have opened the character mancer yet, huh? Oh boy.
2. Okay. Uh, what you are drawn to, the memory that focuses and cements in your mind as you are like thinking over all of these experiences, is the sight of all of those souls drifting through the streets of Semayaka, oozing blood and bleeding from their wounds and seemingly not even noticing, just being so far beyond the pale. And as that sight lodges in your subconscious, you gain a potentially temporary fear, hemophobia, the fear of blood.
Ah.
Yay.
Make sure to mark it separately from your original fear, but
Yes.
yes, you have gained a fear.
I'm just gonna type this over. Hemophobia. I think I typed that right. We'll just have that there for now
Yep,
till
that's
I
correct.
finish this.
Oh yeah, because
Because
you're
I'm
in
in
the middle of the
character
character
mancer.
mancer, so you
Yeah.
can't edit your sheet yet. Yeah. As you all finish up your rest, you are approached by Rosemarie, Old Coward, and Grim, who are looking rather grim.
Oh.
We we overheard your wizard friend, and we're gonna help you take Howie to Cloudbreak. My my forge is pretty much gone anyway, and most of the people, and even the ones who I've talked to on the way back from the forest, who didn't flee here when they left town, they're not staying in Coward's Run anymore. I don't think anyone is. This town is, had its last day.
I
So,
I wouldn't blame them, but I'd hope we'd you'd be able to join us, Rosemary, for your
absolutely.
fighting skill is, well, what I can tell by your excursion is quite extraordinary.
Eh, I was never as good as Cowie was before all this, but I can hold my own at least. I'm not some damsel in distress that needs to be saved.
That's wonderful. Without Coward or my wizard friend, I was hoping someone could fill the gap. I was going to ask you, but since you've volunteered, I feel it unnecessary to ask.
Well,
Happy to have you on the team.
as long as we're all being buddy-buddy, I would also like to join your excursion, at least to Cloudbreak. This is Grim talking, by the
I
way. I don't know
figured.
if I, yeah. I would like to have a reunion with my old Wind Warden compatriots and alert them to the danger that is on the horizon now.
Of
And towards that end, I do have a suggestion. At which point, Old Coward's eyes go wide and he goes, "Oh, no, Grim, please, that's madness. Let's not." And he's like, "No, no, let them decide. They're the adventurers."
I want to
Uh
hear it.
he goes up to this massive form that is still taking up most of this barn, this sheet covered structure in the middle of this barn, and he grabs this tarp and he pulls it off with this huge flourish. And as he does, he's still talking. "When my father retired from the Wind Wardens, his ship was rather beat up, so they let him keep it. But Wyvern stone is rare, so they requisitioned it from him, grounding his vessel. Me, though, I got knocked out of the sky by one of those damn scaled birds, and the wyvern stone from my ship was cracked. My ship was unrecoverable, but the wyvern stone core was light enough that I lashed a rope to it and brought it back, damaged though it was. It lost some of its buoyancy, but not all. So when I returned to my father's farm during his final days and found his old ship, I thought it was only appropriate to outfit the old girl with a new heart. After all, a broken one's better than no heart at all. Obviously, since it
Holy
had lost
shit.
most of its buoyancy, the wyvern stone from my ship wasn't able to lift his. So I set to work replacing planks with lighter woods, stripping the weaponry from it, and trying to get it back in the air. I did finally figure out a way to give it the lift it needed to do some short flights, but, well, I've always been a risk taker, and the form the old girl took once I was done retrofitting her is a hell of a gamble." He pulls the large sheet from the structure, revealing a huge ship made of these, like, lightly colored, unfinished woods, uh, with a painted on dog's face at the front of it, and on the top of it, lashed where the sails should be to the masts, is this huge billowing cloak of a balloon, under which is a metal cage with a fuel intake.
Holy
Ruffians,
shit.
brigands, and the like, who we wind wardens would look out for on our patrols above the forests, like to call us wind wardens the dogs of the sky, and my father rather liked the term. As something of a joke on them, he declared his own ship a Mastiff class, going against the traditional convention of naming ship types in the Wardens after flying animals. He didn't just change the name of the class, though. He also christened her with the name of his family pet from when he was a wee lad. So, may I present to you? He clicks his little flint and steel over the basket and it bursts into flame, lifting this hot air balloon up and making the entire structure begin to float a couple inches off of the ground. The bingo!
Holy shit.
I just wanted to ask, does this thing look like a boat?
It is a boat underneath a big
A
hot
blimp?
air balloon.
Yeah.
With it does have, if you are standing on the deck, it has like a big rock in the middle of it. And this is the point that Old Coward is going to come forward and like very quickly extinguish the flame, and it like falls back down to the ground gradually as the hot air floats out. And he's like, "There's something you should know about Wyvernstone, though." And Grim sort of rolls his eyes and is like, "Yes, yes." And Old Coward says, "The way that Wyvernstone floats is not entirely well known, but we do know that especially after it cracks like this one has, it becomes incredibly volatile and flammable. The main way that
Uh,
the main way that wind wardens are retired is in balls of flame plummeting out of the sky." And he goes into a coughing fit as he gets
I
himself
put
worked
my
up.
hand on Grim's shoulder and I look him dead in the eyes with my eyes wide open like I've just seen my old ship again. Grimace, I thank you, and no need to worry. For if this thing's any similar to the old ships I
Oh,
used to
who
sail.
crossed out Coward's Run on the map? Sorry, I
What?
just noticed that.
Oh,
Oh.
rip. Anyway, um, if this thing is anything close to the ship I used to sail in my youth, I promise you I will bring her to good use.
Hmm.
Oh
Well,
boy.
taking the high road to Cloudbreak would take you a good few days, but with this, we could make the trip in just one night. It will have to be tonight, though. The wind is in the wrong direction right now, and we will be at their mercy once we are up in the air. I did have to strip out the propeller in order to get her floating.
Oh
Um,
boy.
I assume it still has the regular like directional sail.
Yes, yes, it has a directional sail. We'll have some control, but in order to ride the
No,
correct wind current. Oh,
as I said, if it's anything like the ships I used to sail, it doesn't even matter if the wind's facing towards us. I can steer us in the right direction.
like,
Jory, I'm not sure if you know how wind sails work, but even if
I
the wind is
do,
pointing
but
straight towards you, you can
I
still
know
go
I know how
forward.
that works on the sea. It's not
Yeah,
the same when you're in a hot air balloon, dude.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it
we're
kind of
we're
doesn't.
yeah, we are in a hot air balloon basically.
It
This one.
kind of doesn't matter, especially if it's outfitted with a fin towards our rear to keep us in a straight direction, as like a fin of a boat in the water to keep it straight, a directional sail to keep us in a to steer us, and then a mainsail to give us extra forward thrust. It does not matter.
It it really does, because the way that that works is by using the friction of the wind against the sail against the friction of the water
Um,
against the bow.
this is what I love about actually having experience with sailboating is
Okay,
that
you have experience with sailboating. You don't have experience with hot air balloon sailing
you,
because no
you,
one does because it's not a real thing.
actually there is, but you know it was
Actually.
abandoned. It was abandoned because better technology came out. But anyway, the mainsail, especially if you're going into the wind, would be completely retracted, and you'd basically be just slowly muttering towards the direction that your directional sail is pointed. And even facing towards the wind, you were not pushed back.
So basically the way this ship works is instead of a mainsail, it has the blimp, and then it only has a couple of like stabilizing sails on the sides to
Wait, then
keep
how does
it
it go
from
forward?
the wind. It's a hot air balloon.
Yeah.
It's a hot air balloon with stabilizers. It's
Never
not
mind. You don't
exactly the
know what I'm
same.
you don't know what I'm talking about, so I won't worry about it.
I I think I kind of do, but it's
the,
really
the,
not the same.
this is a hot air balloon with stuff that
Yes,
stabilizes it.
meaning this thing would be slower than using a wagon.
Yes, but you would be going directly there as the crow flies instead of around the meandering high road.
Oh, yeah, like that
Well,
way.
we wouldn't really take the high road, would we?
I mean,
Whatever.
You would
It's like
have
that's
to.
like the
Anyway, I guess
30 feet
This
versus.
black line that okay, no, hold on. You're doing it
Mm,
wrong still because this black line is a like thousand at least foot cliff. The reason the high road goes out east from Coward's Run and then winds back and forth a bit before going up is because it has to climb. It is a long road that is mostly coiled below the cliff face, zigzagging back and forth up the hill.
but if we were in the thing, it'd be like
anyway,
that.
are we taking the ship or are we waiting until the next day?
Well, I think it's the next day now.
Yeah, if we take the ship tonight, we can make it there by daybreak. If we take the high road, it would take us several long days of travel.
Sounds great. We'll gather supplies for a long journey, rations, anything we can spare, and we'll set sail tonight.
Grim grins wide as Coward sort of sighs but resolves himself to this gamble you're taking. And that's where we're gonna leave it for tonight. I cannot fucking believe you survived that encounter.
Hails!
Thank you all for watching. And please, if you like what you've seen so far and you want to help us continue the story, tell a friend you think would like our weird little adventure. If you're watching this live on Twitch, you can follow us for notifications on when we go live. And if you're watching this pre-recorded on YouTube, hey, did you know that we record these live on Twitch? Also, if you like the video and comment on it, it helps us immensely with the algorithm. Until next time, I've been your host, the Grand Author. We'll see you soon.